Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? All doing?
What's going on? How's everyone today on this fine November 4th evening?
Pretty good.
I am doing peachy.
I like the cold weather right now. I like a little cold.
Is it cold? It's like 80 degrees right now.
Well, I don't know. It was cold. Like it was like a little chilly yesterday. I feel like. I mean, not like chilly, but a little bit. It felt like more like fall weather. You know.
I feel like you can go outside and
Yeah.
just enjoy the weather instead of it being like hot and sticky. Like you can roll the windows down and not feel bombarded with heat.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it gets a little chillier. I mean, I like it when it's more cooler and all that during the winter.
Devin's so excited. He's on both Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Be sure to give us that like button on both, please. Appreciate you.
Subscribe on there too while you're at it. If you're not subscribed already.
Pretty sure he's already subscribed.
Oh boy.
I always remember that. Isn't it the 5th of November?
It's the 5th of November, not the 4th
it's totally the 5th of November.
Yeah. That's V for Vendetta right there. So
yeah. So, do any of you guys have any breaking news?
Do you have newses in celebrity deaths on here?
I have that one.
Yeah.
I have the one celebrity death.
Okay, that's the only one.
That's all it is. Yeah. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else that's happened.
What's up, Lonza, and what's up, Dad and Denise?
I'm talking about like anything happened in the last today, pretty much, with you guys or anything you've seen.
No, nothing really, honestly. I mean, that's what I see.
Sorry, this shit's so good. Sorry.
It's all good, man.
All right, but okay, so I can't think of anything. Oh, possibly in 3 days it'll be November 7th, which is N7 Day for Mass Effect terms, and they're bringing back the original cast of all 3 games, and it's possibly going to be an announcement of a remaster for all 3 games. Hopefully, maybe we'll see.
We do know it's coming. It's already been rated by Korea, and it's been rated by Australia, I think.
Oh yeah.
So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah. I figured they may wait to release the video or something until the Game Awards, but I don't know. They may do.
Oh yeah, that is coming soon too. That's about a month and a week away.
But they may actually just be in some day, and they may say it's coming, and then Game Awards may just release it that night. Maybe, I don't know. Hopefully, one can hope.
That would be awesome if they just shadow dropped it that night.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But that's about it. All I have.
Do you have anything with Apple on here?
I do not. So
what do you? Go ahead.
Why are you not pulling a Flavor Flav with that unboxed?
That would be awesome.
I mean, I couldn't do it. To be honest with you, I lost my controller, so I have no idea where it is. It's in this room somewhere. I just have to find it. I was literally tearing up my room trying to find it. I can't find it. I don't know why. I can't find it.
Are we on level 5 alert right now, or is it still 2 or 3 because we know it's in the room?
It's 2 or 3 because I know it's in the room, and I'm just and I did a thing that I don't normally do, but I was like, you know what, this is my new baby. I'm gonna sleep with it. I ended up sleeping in my bed with it, and then now I can't find it, and I was like, where the hell are you? So I'll search for it later.
I think your PlayStation 4 controllers might have murdered it in your sleep.
It probably did.
How are you cheating on me?
Probably it is. All 3 just sitting right here, just hey, use us.
Scorned lovers, man.
Absolutely. But yes, the PS5 unboxing controller. I unboxed a video. Check that out on YouTube, also on Facebook as well. Be sure to check that out. There's really nothing to it. I mean, the controller feels really nice. The back of it is it gives you more of a grip, and on top it is more of a smooth texture So, and then it fits in your hand pretty well, better than I think the DualShock 4 does. So that's just my opinion. I just can't wait to feel the haptic feedback and then the triggers, because they're supposed to adjust sometimes with it. So it's like the other sock in the drawer. Yes, that's exactly how it is. Yes. Have you like slept with a TV remote and like you can't figure out where it is like the night after, and you're like, where the freaking my remote? And so then like yeah, that's exactly how this situation is. But
and then it's like, how did it get halfway under the mattress? Like, how did that even happen?
Yeah,
that happens. Yeah, all the time.
But what else happened or is happening? Nothing really too much. Antonio Brown's going to start this weekend, so there's that.
Are you guys getting Gronk and all that back too? I think
Yeah, Gronk played last week. So yeah, Gronk. Gross, Chris. How's that gross? I'm sorry. I'm not a Mercury South fanboy. So
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, you neither. Okay. Moving on. All right, so we got some depressing, sad news, unfortunately. Mr. Sean Connery has passed away at the age of 90. I believe it was on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is heartbreaking, and it's I guess it's one of those things where you're like, it's coming, but like you don't expect it to come like so soon. It's like so soon death, but like you kind of suspect it was coming. Kind of.
There was a little irony in it. Just be with our show because we just started watching the Daniel Craig Bond movies for our weekend reviews.
Yeah,
and he defined that role of James Bond. So there's a little irony to it, like that the timing of it and us watching the Bond movies.
Yeah,
which actually kind of made me keep watching the Bond movies.
Yeah, instead of just stopping at Casino Royale.
I couldn't just stop, Chris. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm on Spectre, Pete, if you need to know.
All right, that's pretty good, actually. You're really going far, man.
Yeah, I just destroying them.
But yeah, it's very sad about Sean Connery. He is a icon, movie icon in my estimations. I mean, not only because he was the original Bond, but also he did The Untouchables. He did Hunter Red October. So many great roles he portrayed. The Rock, and he's always kind of like that kind of like legitimate tough guy kind of. You always assume of him as that legitimate tough guy. He always playing his movies and all that. But to me, he's the epitome of Bond in a lot of ways. He is the best Bond because he had that suave, debonair kind of appeared. The way he acted is very debonair, kind of like what Bond should be. But he also was. He also kind of also had that tough guy kind of aspect about him as well. So I thought he really had the perfect. He was like the perfect Bond in so many ways. And all his movies, his Bond movies like Goldfinger, From Russia with Love, Dr. No were great movies. So it's very sad to see this. It's kind of one of those things where like I say, when you think of Bond, I mean, Daniel Craig is great. So was Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan. But when you think of Bond, you always think of Sean Connery. He really, portrayed that role. It's the same with, like, I think Hugh Jackman is always going to be Wolverine, or Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Tony Stark. They really epitomize these characters, and I feel like, it's just sad to see that because it's, But in the same way, I always feel that he's going to be immortalized because of those movie roles.
Yeah. My first memory I have of him watching one of his movies that I actually really enjoyed when I was growing up was The Rock. And I remember watching that movie, and I remember actually I was at age enough to where I actually understood it, and I was like, oh wow, this is actually pretty cool. This is pretty awesome. And it was back then when Nicolas Cage was on his high with Con Air and Face Off and all that kind of stuff. So it was like seeing Sean Connery as well. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty old, but he's kicking ass. It's pretty cool. And then noticing the fact he was in Bond. Unfortunately, I have not seen any Sean Connery Bond movies like ever.
You should go watch it, man. You should go back and watch them.
I probably will definitely do that.
They still stand a pretty good. I mean, they're old. They're in the 60s. I still think they still stand the test of time in my eyes, in my viewpoint. So I agree with it. The Rock was that's a really good. It's a very underrated role for him.
The weird thing is I'm a little older than you, but I still right there with you, Chris. Like The Rock was really the first movie, even for me, that I like saw him in. That I was just kind of yeah. I wasn't really big into movies when I was a kid, so like it was only like later on, like
it's funny because
my teenage years.
When I growing up, I mean, my mom and my sister used to like the Bond movies, so I used to watch it with them. So that's how.
I've never seen any of his Bond movies either.
I've seen a few of them. I want to say
there was 6 in total.
Yes, I've seen Goldfinger. That's probably his best one. I've seen From Russia with Love. Diamonds Are Forever. I think Thunderball. I've seen a little bit of Thunderball, and yeah, so I've seen a few of them.
It was like even Devin said The Rock. So
yeah, but yeah, The Rock is awesome. I love that line that he said to Nick Cage. Is like, "Your best. Losers always whine about their best. Winners fuck the prom queen." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
Actually,
Last Crusade. I definitely seen him in Last Crusade. So
yeah.
Last
Crusade.
That actually might have been my favorite role with him. Even though I liked him in the Bond movies and Untouchables, he's great. Actually, he won an Academy Award for Untouchables. But I think my favorite role had to be him playing, his father, Indiana Jones' father. Man, I mean, I love the whole Junior. It's such a great iconic role and all that.
I've never seen The Hunt for Red October. I hear
it's good too, man. It's a really great movie too. Yeah, it's very good. The only thing I don't like about it is like they don't really have that much of a Russian accent. It's more like a British accent, which is kind of weird. But I thought it was a very good movie too. The Hunt for Red October.
And then the last movie he did was what, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yeah, that could have been so much better. Could have been.
Yeah, it should have been better.
You know what you want to like, dude? That that nobody like. I think I want to say what's it, Rising Sun? It's with him and Wesley Snipes.
I never seen it.
I think it's Rising Sun. I want to say, but it's with him and Wesley Snipes and all. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie too. Like, but yeah, he's done a lot of movies, man. He's done a lot of stuff and all, and not just Bond. So. He was also in Highlander. He was also in one of the first Highlander movies. So
I was going to say the fact I remember him being like. He was the guy to impersonate. Back when everyone was doing impersonations, he was literally the first guy everyone would try to impersonate, and everyone would kind of get the accent down. But then I forgot who. If anyone knows in the comments or who's watching right now, say in the comments, like who was it that did it correctly and did it right? Because I remember someone did it like on Saturday Night Live or something like that, and he did it exceptionally.
Daryl Hammond, I want to say. I want to say there's the guy who played it, and it was Will Ferrell who was Alex Trebek, and he also like
Celebrity Jeopardy. Yeah.
I
was going to say, how are we going to know how Trebek's mother likes it now?
Just the way your mother likes it, Trebek. Yes.
Oh, man, those are hilarious.
I kind of honestly, man, I think in the early 2000s, I think we also used to quote like Sean Connery and Celebrity Jeopardy, that's all we used to, talk about. So
actually, the last movie that I really enjoyed him in, because I know we talked about League, which was okay, dude. Finding Forrester. If you haven't seen that movie,
yes,
that is an excellent movie, and
good movie.
and that has that does have a famous quote in it as well.
You're the man now, dog.
Yep, you're the man now, dog.
Nice.
He even had a website like that was called you'rethemannow.com.
Yeah, that was another good one too. Yeah, like I say, he had a lot of good movies, man. It's definitely an iconic figure and all that stuff. But it's funny. I think you hit it best, Chris, when you said that you knew it's gonna come, but it's still surprising when you hear it happen. Because I always felt like he's kind of like Stan Lee, a guy like that. You feel like he's gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying? You have that kind of like notion that he's gonna live forever. But then when you hear them pass, you're like, oh crap, man, really?
Yeah, so, everyone protect Morgan Freeman right now. So
Betty White too. Morgan Freeman, Betty White.
Who? Clint Eastwood. There's another one.
Yeah, Eastwood's another one. Yes, please protect him. Also, Michael Caine. He's getting up there. He's in his 80s too, man. Michael Caine, great actor.
I just watched the Michael Caine movie. What was it?
Was it Tenet?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
But yeah, those still are legends out there that agreed should be definitely. Hopefully, we don't have to hear any bad news from them anytime soon. So, but yeah, even Michael Caine, he's like I saw I think lately he's in his 80s and he's still doing roles. So
yeah, I mean, Clint Eastwood is 90 and he was still directing films.
Yeah, still directing films. And he's Clint Eastwood's another guy who you think also like he's epitomized that tough guy too, with his westerns and everything about it. So when I think Clint Eastwood, I think of that tough guy, like just like Sean Connery. So, driven too, man.
Did he do the original Death Race?
No, that's no, that's David Carradine, who did the
Kill Bill, right?
Original. Yes, and Sylvester Stallone was in that movie too. That's one of his first roles. Okay. So yeah,
Anthony, you ready?
Let's go.
All right. Rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Rest in peace, Sean.
Yes, rest in peace.
New InGame Subscriptions this week. What you got for me?
So we'll start with the shirt that Chris is wearing. We'll go a little PlayStation. So we talked about the free games that were coming out last week. Mm-hmm. They're now available. That is, can you get Bug Snacks on your PS5 already? Like, can you go on the store and get it?
Good question. Keep talking.
Yeah. There was so on the PS4 you can get Middle Earth: Shadow of War, and you can get Hollow Knight, which comes with all the expansions. Also available for the PS5 is Bug Snacks, which we all know the PS5 is not out yet. Chris is checking for you guys though to see if you can go on your account and download it. If you are a PS Now subscriber, F1 2020, Injustice 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance, My Time at Portia, Rage 2, and Warhammer Vermintide 2 is now available to play. Let's move over to Team Xbox.
The lame box, yes.
Oh man! And today, starting right now, just Wario64 just messaged me, not personally, but everybody. I get a little announcements. Thanks, Chris, for Wario64, by the way. Celeste is now available. Deep Rock Galactic, Comanche, and Eastshade. All available for download now. Later on today or tomorrow when they finally put it up on the store, Knights and Bikes will be available.
Bug Snacks, it's not available yet.
All right. What is the Uplay preload, Alonza? Can you tell us about that? Because I don't know what that is. I don't know what
Uplay preload? Oh. I don't know about preload, but like Valhalla? You can you can actually start downloading Valhalla soon. You can pretty much like if you have a Uplay subscription, you can go ahead and start downloading games that come out and then you can get access to them early. Actually, gotcha. I need to see if that's actually available to download. So it'll be available on the Ubisoft Connect app on PC only.
Games with gold this month, we start out with Origami, the Shadow Edition, and Full Spectrum Warrior. And then later in the month, we have Swim Sanity and Lego Indiana Jones. So that's it with that. And
you into Lego? You gonna pick that up?
Well, it's free. I'll download it, but I won't play it.
No? Did you beat it or no? Did you ever play it?
I might have beat Lego Indiana Jones already. Okay. I know that I haven't went through the Harry Potters. I would like to, but they're okay. It just depends on the mood I'm in. I got like they're pretty mindless. Like I have to be in like a mindless gaming mood to do that. But I don't know what's going on with the Epic Game Store. I don't know what the free game is next week. Like it's changed twice now, and it's not on the site anymore. So
that's weird.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on next week for Epic Games, but tomorrow is your last day to get Blair Witch and Ghostbusters, so make sure you go pick those up before they are not free anymore. And that is all that I have in gaming.
I'm checking the Assassin's Creed thing. It doesn't look like it's available to download yet, but it will be soon. I'm looking on the app now because I am playing Watch Dogs Legion that way.
Oh, and by next Tuesday, since the show won't be till Wednesday, EA Play will be available on Xbox Game Pass. So
this is true.
So that's like 90 games or something like that. I don't know how many games are in the vault. Maybe 80 games.
80 to 90. Yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah.
That'll all be available included with your Game Pass Ultimate subscription.
Yes. All right. Speaking of next gen, speaking of that, next gen's next week.
1 more week. Try 6 days. Woo! It's coming, baby!
Whatever. Some of us already have the next gen stuff, just that we can't find it at the moment.
Guys, they are, to quote Marvel, we are in the end game now.
6 days away. Oh man,
that beautiful cube will be sitting on my entertainment center, pumping out some 4K graphics, 60 to 120 frames a second.
I don't know if we did this, but we should do a poll saying which system looks better. The
looks better?
Looks better?
Yeah.
Or what are you gonna buy?
I'm just saying, like, what looks better. Like, right there. What would you rather have on your TV stand? The Xbox or the play? I'm not talking about a system. I'm talking about what you want. It's what looks better on your TV stand.
Unfortunately, people are going to be biased, so there's no point in even having that conversation.
And to be perfectly honest with you, the PS5 is like massively huge.
Monster.
It is huge.
Hey, Chris, you need me to bring a dolly up there to get it in your house? Would you get it?
You might need to. Actually, no, I got a dolly in my house. I'll be able to get it.
I'm not taking it upstairs, right? It's first front floor.
No. I'm gonna need two people to help carry me upstairs.
Okay, make sure you put one of those back weight things.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
Yeah. That always lift with your legs, not your back.
Absolutely. But
PA announcement there.
I mean, let's put it like this: it is taller than. If I can.
What are you getting next week, Alonzo? PS5 or Xbox, or both?
I'm saying this. I'm getting both PS5 next week and then Xbox Series X the week after.
Nice.
If it's available.
Very nice. If I get one, because I'm still gonna try to walk in. I'll let you know, because I'll just keep my Amazon one, and then I can just get you that one.
Okay.
Just because I don't trust Amazon, so that's why I'm gonna go stay in line anyways.
Well, they haven't given you like a release date when they ship.
They haven't. That's why I don't trust them.
Yeah, actually, let me look at mine Amazon right now, because I have mine pre-ordered.
Did I hear Team Xbox?
He did say Team Xbox. Congratulations to you guys on your Xbox and whatnot. And
we like to do Brett Favre good games on the rear.
Good games on the rear, good games on the backwards compatibility front, instead of new games dropping day one on the system like Spider-Man Miles Morales. Gotcha. I understand.
I believe that's available on PS4 as well, but
it is, but it will be played better on the Xbox as well.
I mean, I could say that literally about any backwards compatible game on the Xbox Series X.
Oh, okay. Bugsnax. Boom. Day one.
I'll give you that.
Even though it probably would be crap, but we'll see. Actually, let me see here.
Is there any games on Game One for the Xbox?
No.
I don't know if there's any exclusives.
No.
It's okay. I'm still gonna be playing Mad Max. Just move it over to the new system.
I guess you have your Game Pass, right, Ant?
Exactly.
That's the reason why he has his Game Pass.
Yep.
Just gonna keep playing my new games on the new system.
But
I'll be playing some Gears Tactics as well.
Oh, there you go. Gears Tactics. There you go. Okay, so we're both excited about it. Ant probably will be skipping the show next week, so he can just sit there and play his Series X.
No, I won't be skipping the show. Come on.
He has nothing to play anyway. What's he gonna play?
I got plenty. I got Mad Max, dude. I'm wrecking that
game that's already old. That's been like, I don't know how many years old.
I don't care. It's still good as today. I played it last night, and it was still a great game.
All right, moving on. But this is for Pete. I did this especially for Pete, because you know what, Pete? Something's happening, and I hope you're ready for this. I hope you're ready. Are you ready? You ready to see what this is? Okay. An AEW game on the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, like Chris is like, "Did you see this on like Twitter?" I'm like, "Bro, you tagged the wrong guy."
Wait a minute. So is this actually footage or
no, it hasn't been shown yet.
But it is coming.
I'm assuming that is the the graphics they pulled from WWE 2K, something like that.
Okay.
But this is actually be shown on November 10th. Ooh, so
like footage?
Yes.
If this has the Aki engine, I might actually buy it, even though
I'm doing the first buy. Yeah, dude, I'm buying first day if he has the Aki engine. That's like Kenny Omega, which I think it's on the cover. He's a big gamer. Omega. He's a huge gamer. So, and I'm pretty sure he played No Mercy and all that stuff. So I heard he was kind of like looking over this game and all that. So I'm pretty sure he probably would have suggested, hey, do it this way. So I'm not sure, but that's very exciting news because for me, dude, like we need another wrestling game anyway. And I feel like WWE's, their wrestling games have been pretty terrible the last few years. So
that's the understatement of the year.
Very much.
Yeah.
So. The last WWE game, and I'm not talking about that Battlegrounds trash. I'm talking about the actual WWE game.
Oh yeah.
That was the biggest piece of trash release ever. Yeah. I don't know if I can think of a worse debacle than that game.
I don't think there is. I mean, the only one I can think of that might have been worse than that, but maybe Superman 64.
Well, yeah, but here's the difference. I mean, dude, these games come out every year.
Yeah,
like it's like Madden. Like even Madden doesn't fuck up that bad.
No. They mess up bad, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
That is without it, that was freaking terrible. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for this. I hope it's the Aki engine or close to it. I mean, that'd be great if I can play it like that and I really liked, AEW. I really like their roster, so it'll be fun to play those wrestlers and have like matchups and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's great, man. Great news, man. It's funny too because they've been working on it for a while, but unfortunately, because of COVID, it delayed. But I'm glad they actually, now.
I can't find anything about that game, dude. I was just kind of looking just to kind of
the AEW game.
Yeah.
No, like what I tagged you in on Twitter. That's literally the only information they gave.
Oh! So that's all it was just like they made accounts.
Yeah, they made accounts and they said like subscribe and follow AEW Games on social media. Then join us Tuesday, November 10th, 6-5 Central. Over at youtube.com, AEW Games, twitter.com/AEW Games, Instagram, play at whatever. And you get the gist. Pretty much everywhere on next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm assuming, and then 5 Central.
So there's a lot of announcements going on Tuesday, which is kind of weird. So you got the Xbox dropping, but then we didn't talk about it earlier, and I asked you, like Apple posted that they're doing an event. It's called like one more thing.
Which then I'm assuming is going to be the AirTags, and then probably some laptop stuff and computer stuff because they talk about bringing that back.
Well, maybe their one more thing might be, hey, we're going to allow Xbox to put their streaming service on our devices since it's the same day.
That could also be implemented in as well.
That would be fantastic. Considering that's what's coming out that day. Also, Apple TV is coming to Xbox that same day, which it hasn't been on Xbox before. So that would be like, rub my back, I rub your back kind of thing. But yeah, so that's 2 announcements. And I seen somebody else was making an announcement on the 10th as well. I forget who it was now.
I don't know.
But yeah, there was another announcement on the 10th, but yeah, not sure what it was.
Well, I do think, guys, maybe, hopefully by next year, starting next year, we'll be hearing a lot more video game announcements. I think everything's been so pushed back because of COVID that hopefully next year we'll actually start seeing real big games coming out and all stuff because, I can see that happening soon, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully that will happen. But yeah, this is pretty big news and pretty excited for this.
Yes.
Hopefully a next gen review is in, guys. Yakuza Like a Dragon got a 7.
Oh yeah, that is available on Xbox Day 1. Series
X.
X. That is your launch title.
I've never, dude. I'll be honest. I've never played a Yakuza game. Are they good?
Neither have I. I have never.
It looks like they're like the Japanese GTA, but I would say it's more like Saints Row. It looks like more comical from everything I've seen.
It seems like the more the Japanese Saints Row-ish kind of a game.
Alonzo seems like somebody that would have played Yakuza, so we'll wait for him to chime in on that one.
But actually, if you're going to, well, actually no, we'll go back to it. You have time to respond. We're going to go to our first trailer react of the night.
Oh, real quick, before you do that.
Sega
has just announced that they are selling their Japanese arcade business due to the COVID-19. That's kind of big.
So they're not going to do arcades anymore?
They will not have. Yeah, they are selling 85% of their shares in Sega Entertainment.
Who do you think is going to pick them up? Nintendo?
No. It's just their arcade business. Their arcade side. So I don't think anybody will. Oh, well, somebody is obviously, but I don't know. It doesn't say who. It says Sega has announced a share transfer of its arcade business to Japanese company Genda. Which
I feel like Japan still has a pretty good phone with arcade games.
Yeah, but let's hope it comes back after the COVID because
I know that's not why they sold it.
I really wish we had a arcade business that was still around because I used to love doing the arcades. But like,
do they still have the one for Fort Myers?
Yeah, he just moved the shop, so I don't know where they went to. They were
there's an arcade in Sarasota Square Mall.
Do they? Do they have one there? Oh, that's cool.
It's still there?
Yeah.
Is Sarasota Square Mall gonna like completely close down, or what's gonna happen with that?
I have no idea. I haven't been there since I watched Tenet, so I have no idea.
It looks like a ghost town. The last we went there, so I can imagine what it looks like now, considering everything that's happened.
So Alonzo says not really like GTA, more like Saints Row, to be honest, but definitely has its own feel.
Yeah, and he says he has almost all of them, so I pegged him right.
Nice. All right, so first trailer react of the night. Here we go.
Good morning, Miss Garcia.
Good morning, sunshine. I miss you. I could kiss you right now.
Yeah, well, someday.
Curfew is now in effect. All unauthorized citizens must stay indoors.
Tensions rise as we enter the 213th week of lockdown.
A grim new reality emerges.
COVID-23 has mutated.
Beginning thermal scan. Thermal scan normal.
A horrifying new development
New
today.
data confirms the virus attacks the brain tissue.
Hey, whoa! I'm immune!
Worldwide death toll rises to over 110 million.
All infected Americans are being forced into quarantine camps.
Sarah, what's going on?
Department of Sanitation.
Sarah, talk to me.
I think my neighbor has a fever.
It'll be so much easier if you just open the door. Mrs. Grant, you have visitors.
Sarah, please. Sarah, open that door. Sarah, do not open that door.
Beginning thermal scan. 3, 2, 1. Anomaly detected. Armed guards will be arriving in 4 to 6 hours. You must not attempt to leave your home, or you will be shot on sight.
This is my message to you.
I know you're in there.
They're coming. I have to let you go.
No. Sarah!
Say goodbye to me.
Sarah, I'm not letting you give up.
This is my message to you.
Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to survive.
I'm trying to save the one person left in my life that matters to me. I can't
help you. What you're talking about is illegal.
Every little thing's gonna be alright.
And remember, stay safe, sane, and sanitized.
So, Songbird.
Too soon?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of what I felt.
A little too soon?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, the fact that they called it like COVID-23, I'm just like, too soon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Filmed in lockdown, is an upcoming American romantic thriller film based on COVID-19 pandemic, directed by Adam Mason, who co-wrote the screenplay for with Simon Boyes and produced by Michael Bay, Adam Goodman, Andrew blah 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 blah. Premise is during a pandemic lockdown caused by COVID-19, a young man must overcome martial law, murderous vigilantes, and powerful, well-connected family to reunite with his love.
I mean, I'm not mad at the actual content. Like, it looks like the directing and the acting all looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I just think it's too soon.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't gotten past. Yeah, we haven't gotten past.
We haven't even gotten past it. and we're really making...
Especially now that they say there's more. There's like Europe is having lockdowns again, and there are rises, and supposedly there's rises in over here too. So yeah, it's a little too soon. I think, especially how everybody feels about it. I don't think we need a movie like this right now. It's something that maybe should be delayed until hopefully all this is over with. Then we have a little bit more. We're not living this reality. Not to say that. I mean, this movie is kind of a little bit more far than what.
It's a little extreme, but
it's a little extreme. But you know, people nowadays.
I was saying, you know what the problem is there's people that take the fear level a little too far, and then you show them something like this, and then they're gonna think that that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and that's the scary part.
That will terrify them.
Absolutely, it will, and I think that's and we get it, the movie, but there unfortunately are people that would see that and be like, "That's what it's gonna happen," you know, like it's
exactly times 10. You know, you take this and you blow it up at times 10. That's what people think. But yeah, it's.
I mean, it does look good though. I can't deny it. It does look good, but it's yeah.
So like. The principal production commenced on July 8th. They finished filming on August 3rd. So this movie took a month to film.
They did a pretty good job in that limited time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I just feel like I said though, it's I don't have a problem with it. I don't like get paranoid like with this stuff. I feel like. But some people do, and I think you don't need to enhance people's fears. And I feel like this is something that should have been pushed back. I could probably understand these whoever's doing this, they're probably going through COVID, and they probably thought, hey, this would be a good movie script, and then that's what they did. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit, I don't know. I want to say irresponsible. Should be something like later on.
Here's the thing: is when the trailer started and then they started talking about like that stuff, I got a little uncomfortable watching the trailer. I felt like a little uncomfortable. I was like, that's why I was like,
it's kind of like I kind of feel like in like almost like 9/11. You know, I remember
if they did like
I don't know if you remember, but when 9/11 happened, I think they had collateral damage, and they pushed that back for about a year. Yeah, I remember a couple movies like Big Trouble.
They even so one of the bands I listened to, Jimmy Eat World, actually changed the name of their album too, because their album was called Bleed American, and came out. It came out like the same day or like the week after, and they pushed they changed the name of their album. I think they called it self-titled album after that.
Yeah, but. I remember like during 9/11, after 9/11, collateral damage, which really it had to do with terrorism, but not like the terrorism that was happening, like something else.
Right.
But it had like some of that, and then I believe Big Trouble. We had something to do with.
Because there was like a bomb at the airport or something.
Yeah,
like
bomb in the airport. Yeah. So I remember they pushed those back for about a year or so because of that, because they didn't want to.
When did Flight 93 come out? Because I felt that was very close. When
that was years after, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I want to say a few years after. because I remember working in a movie theater, and like I said, those 2 movies were pushed back, but Fallout 93 might have been a few years back. I think maybe I want to make 2004. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe further than that.
2006, so 5 years after.
Yeah.
Same with World Trade Center. Was 5 years after.
Yeah, it was a little more time. Like that's what I'm saying. This movie will be good maybe a couple years from now. I can see people like watching this, but the fact that we're still living in this reality right now, I think it's a little way too soon for something like this to come out. But yeah, I always feel like like some stuff that like majority Americans are. Wow.
Poor Tyrese.
So, Brendan not only hates Ben Affleck, but hates Tyrese.
I'm with him on this one.
Oh, you hate Tyrese?
Oh yeah.
Is that because of the whole Rock and Tyrese feud?
No, because of the fact of what Tyrese was doing, and then like, just Tyrese is just Tyrese. I'll just leave it at that. And then like, and then with him feuding with The Rock made no sense. And then like him like crying and whining on Instagram Live when that whole thing was.
It's understandable, man. Like, but yeah, exactly. It's I don't know. Like I said, I would rather have this movie pushed back. Like I said, I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit. It might bother other people, especially like I said, if anybody lost some loved ones from COVID or just a notion of it. It's not even the fact that it's not even the fact it's offensive. It's just a notion of it. Because like I said, I think people are very right now, and we're very fragile.
Yeah,
with everything that's going on in the world, we're very fragile with like the reality we live in now. We need happier stuff. We don't need stuff that literally.
So real quick, I'm just going to go over some in film, some movies that got delayed since we're talking about it. So A View from the Top got delayed. Collateral Damage got delayed. Training Day got delayed.
Really?
The Time Machine, Big Trouble, Bad Company. The Fourth Angel, and there's actually 3 movies that got canceled after it. There was a Jackie Chan movie that was supposed to begin filming that day about a window washer at the World Trade Center who foils a terrorist plot. That was called Nosebleed. And then James Cameron was making a sequel to True Lies and canceled the project, saying terrorism is no longer something to be taken lightly. And there was also plans to make a sequel to Forrest Gump, but Tom Hanks, Robert Zemeckis, and Eric Roth said the story was no longer relevant. So
that's a shame that True Lies sequel, though, man. I would love to see more of that, though. That's a shame about that, but
no, it would have been like freaking Eraser or something like that.
I think they've talked about bringing it back, though. Hasn't Disney talked about doing something with it?
True Lies?
Maybe as a Hulu TV show.
No, Disney Plus TV show. It says right here.
Wow.
Okay. I want to say Arnold's a little too old to be doing that anymore, though. It must be somebody else.
Yeah,
and Pete's favorite director is working on it.
Who?
McG.
Oh God, I knew you were gonna say that, dude. Terrible. I think it's a terrible director. He's kind of like, to me, he's just like how you are when it comes to Zack Snyder. I think McG's terrible.
So
actually, have you not seen The Babysitter?
I'm not.
Okay,
I have not.
Okay, so I know you guys like campy. I know.
Love campy.
I know you guys into campy stuff. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The Babysitter, and the Babysitter 2 on Netflix is actually pretty good for a campy movie. Not gonna lie.
I will take that into consideration. Probably watch it. So movies he has directed: Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, We Are Marshall, Terminator Salvation, This Means War, 3 Days to Kill, The Babysitter, Rim of the World, and The Babysitter Killer Queen. So he is swiped up by Netflix, it seems, in his last 3 movies. So
yeah.
Interesting.
So to answer Alonso's question, apparently people are criticizing it. Like I said, though,
they are. The trailer got a lot of hate.
I'm whatever. Like I'm not really, when it comes to movies, I feel like you can put up whatever. I feel like that's your freedom to do that. I'm more thinking about it. Other people might think it otherwise. Especially like I said, people do have reactions to everything. So I feel like somebody like could be like, no, this is not acceptable. So I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, like I said, I'm not sure if this is gonna get it's probably gonna get a lot of flack. I feel like, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, and we'll just move on from that. All right, so an actor is making his directorial debut with the 5th movie in a franchise. Patrick Wilson will direct Insidious 5. Patrick Wilson is the star of Aquaman. He's the star of The Conjuring. He was also in, I want to say, Stealth with Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel. But this will be his first directorial debut with Insidious 5. Kind of weird. He's starting with Insidious and not Conjuring, but that's just my opinion.
Is that the girl from the Neighbors or whatever it's called?
Yes.
Okay.
She's also from what's
Star Wars, right? She's in a Star Wars movie.
She's in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past.
She plays Mara McTaggart.
I think she's in a Star Wars movie too. I think she's one of the decoys.
Oh, she probably is. Yeah.
For Amidala.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. I can see that.
Patrick Wilson was in. What movie do I know him from?
He's in.
I said.
No. I missed. There's one that I was thinking of.
The A-Team. He was in the A-Team also.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of either.
He was in Watchmen.
No.
He was in. I don't know. He's in a lot of movies, man.
I think I'm thinking of like a chick flick.
I don't remember him in chick flicks.
I don't remember chick flicks actually. Ant.
Yeah.
Sure, you got it right.
Sure, it's not the other one that looks like him.
Is there another one that looks like him?
There is an actor that does look like him. I'm not gonna lie.
He was in what was it? Jawbreaker? Not Jawbreaker.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking. You know, I think it's where I'm remembering him from is The Founder. With
The Founder?
Yeah, with Michael Keaton about the McDonald's. I think that's where I'm thinking
was he in that?
Yeah.
He was also in what was it? What's that movie with him in? It's not. It was.
No, that's what it was. It was Prometheus. That's what I'm thinking of him from.
Prometheus. Oh, was he in that?
Yeah, yes. He played Mr. Shaw.
Oh, okay.
Movies he's been in. Movies he's known for. Let's go with that. The Phantom of the Opera, Hard Candy, Insidious, the very first one, and Watchmen. But he's mostly known for Aquaman. He was in the Tallgrass, The Assistant, Annabelle Comes Home,
Lakeview Terrace. Yes.
Yep, Lakeview Terrace.
He played this as a stalker, right? Oh no, he was like the husband, right?
Yeah, he was the husband, and stalker was Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he was in Insidious Chapter 2. What the? That's weird. Never mind. Okay, so I was misinformed. He was, because I remember seeing the 4th one. I didn't see him in it, at least. But this is weird.
Because I've never seen it. So
demonic stuff, man. I don't know if you like it.
That explains why I've never seen it.
A family looked to prevent evil spirits from trapping their comatose child in a realm called the Further.
Pretty good horror movie, actually. The first one,
directed by James Wan.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty creepy.
Who you may know known as the guy who directed Furious 7, Furious 9, Aquaman, and The Conjuring.
He did Fast 5, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see. Yeah, I love those movies. So.
Yeah, no, I do like Patrick Wilson as an actor. I think he's been in a lot of movies, and he's always been a pretty solid actor. He's a good not character actor, but I would say he's not like a top echelon actor, but he's pretty good. Like he's good. He can do good starring roles, which he has. So
he's a story character actor.
Yeah.
Like he may not be known for his acting, but like if it's a good story and he's in the movie, like he will play his part. Yeah. He'll do his part.
I mean, he's been a pretty solid actor. I feel like, like I say, he's not like the top echelon actors, like big mainstream actors, but I thought he's pretty solid.
He's like the Josh Lucas to the mainstream Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Who's Josh Lucas?
It's dude. I swear, it's Matthew McConaughey's doppelganger.
Oh, that's what I think of you.
Sweet Home Alabama, right?
Yeah, that's what you're thinking of. Yeah, Sweet Home Alabama. That's what he was in.
Or
Ford v Ferrari.
Wasn't he in We Are Marshall? Or no, what was the one he was in?
Ford v Ferrari?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the douchebag guy who kept on messing with what's the name?
Dude.
Christian Bale's character.
Poor man's dude, I swear, Josh Lucas is the poor man's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we couldn't afford Matthew McConaughey. Call it Josh Lucas.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah.
It is kind of creepy how much he looks like him.
He kind of sounds like him too.
All right.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah, I can see that.
Oh, dude, if you want to get mind effed, we need to go watch The Lincoln Lawyer because him and Josh, but they're both in that movie. Lucas and Matthew McConaughey.
Lucas stars as his stunt double.
They're gonna do the next Prestige movie because they don't even need to be like twins. So it's like, oh, it's the same guy. You didn't even know.
Exactly. All right, moving on. So the next person who's going to be directing his own feature film will make his directorial debut, possibly. Hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's looking like to be that way. Mr. Michael B. Jordan in Creed 3. I'm going to say my opinion on this. No.
No, because you're done with Creed, or no, because you don't think he can direct?
No, because the fact, like, the story's been told. We've seen everything we needed to see, and just leave it off. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, I haven't seen 2. I'll be admittingly, I haven't seen the second one yet. Yeah, I know, Chris.
It's a great one, man.
I haven't.
Very good, dude.
I still haven't even seen Mission Impossibles. Come on.
Oh my god. Like 2 to me is not only a sequel to the 2 to me is not a sequel to the first Creed, but it's also a sequel to Rocky 4. If that makes sense, it really does really good. Well, like
it's kind of like comes around full circle.
Yeah, it does
in a way, and it's like the story would just end and it's like be done.
I really liked the first Creed movie. Like I really liked it a lot. I do need to watch the second one. Then I guess I can make my opinion known if I feel that a third one's necessary. I just feel like, how do you keep tying it into the franchise? I mean, I guess you can spin it off and make it its own, but I feel like that bringing it back and doing the call outs, kind of like Cobra Kai is doing. I feel like that's the reason we watch those shows. We want to see new content, but we want the callback, just the small callbacks. But we want that all together. Can Creed 3 reproduce that? And that's the question.
I don't think Sylvester Stallone is going to reprise his role as Rocky. I want to say, I think he's kind of retiring that character. So
it's not that I haven't seen all the Mission Impossibles. I've seen which ones did I see, Chris? First 3, first 4.
First 4.
Okay, I've seen the first 4. So I'm missing 3 then.
5, 6, and 7. Yes.
Yeah. So I've seen 3, which is probably the greatest spy movie in my opinion. Just because Philip Seymour Hoffman's bad guy. See, like watching the Bond movies, I'm really enjoying them. But I guess we'll talk about this when we get there. But I feel like the villains are not as strong as Philip Seymour Hoffman's villain is.
Just wait till you get to Skyfall.
I rewatched Skyfall.
You're on Spectre?
Yeah, I'm on Spectre.
You think? Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's a kind of a toss-up, man. I'll be honest. I think
I feel like the thing is, I feel like the difference is, I feel like you didn't. I could see where you guys are coming with the whole M thing, in like when they go back to like the orphanage and all that. I get that, but I feel like Bond's such like a callous character compared to Ethan Hunt. Like I feel like Ethan Hunt, you feel a little bit, you sympathize with him a little bit more. Because Daniel Craig never seems he seems so callous. Like you don't like really ever.
Yeah.
I think the most emotion he showed was like with the original girl when she turned on him, like Vesper.
Vesper.
Like
Vesper, yeah.
I feel like after that he was so callous after that he like never let his guard down, and then by the time that rolls around, you really don't like. I feel like you're not like emotionally invested in it.
I mean, we can talk about that later about the movie and all that, but that was kind of the whole point of this character for the first one to be callous because of Vesper, because he kind of we'll talk about it later. But
pause.
I don't know.
Pause on that. Pause on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to that later. Sorry, we went. We didn't go slightly off topic.
Anyway, yeah, you did. You. Anyway, the only thing about Creed 3, I think it's getting to the same territory as the Rocky movies, where like, you have Rocky 1, 2, which is great. Rocky 1 is great, one of the best sports movies of all time. And then you have Rocky 2, where he actually won, so you have that kind of like great, fairy tale ending or whatever. But then you go Rocky 3, which I love the Rocky movies, but I felt like 5 was definitely unnecessary.
So do we need to bring in like a Hulk Hogan and a Mr. T into this third one? I mean,
feel like it's getting into that territory.
Are we bringing like Braun Strowman in or Roman Reigns in to fight him? I mean, are we telling? Are we going?
It's getting to that territory where it's becoming more of like that. The first movie is so great, like Creed. The first movie is so emotional, so great. A great story.
I got it. I got it, Pete. I got the plot of 3. So he's going to do an exposition, wrestling versus boxing with John Cena, and then he's going to fight. He's going to fight Floyd Mayweather in the final main event.
What I would like to see, and hear me out, guys. What I like to see is he fights the first guy, not the guy he fought in all of the. Remember the challenger? I guess his coach or the other guy who was supposed to be his coach, like was coaching him in the first, but he broke his hand and never. You should fight that guy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of come full circle. I
can see that because that would tie.
You know what I'm saying? Like remember Paul Creed's trainer, his son. He didn't want to train him and all that stuff, and he was coaching this other guy.
Yeah,
that should be it. You know what I'm saying? Like it should come first circle in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
And then stop. Are you guys okay with that? We done? We done with 3?
I'm done with after 2.
Yeah,
you gotta have a trilogy, Chris. You gotta close it up with the trilogy.
I think
no, we don't. They're like literally like 7 movies in the same universe is kind of enough.
It's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be so many I
forgot about Conor McGregor. We get Conor up in there. He'll be swinging chairs, throwing them at his tour bus.
Look at fucking this guy.
I think wouldn't mind Conor. He'll be pretty entertaining, to be honest. Even though he's an MMA guy, not a boxer, but
he boxed in Floyd Mayweather.
He did.
They could always bring Goldberg. They could always bring Goldberg in there too.
Oh God, Anthony.
All right, moving on to our next trailer reacts.
Love trailer reacts. That looks spooky.
Next Halloween, when the sun sets and someone is alone, he kills.
Short and sweet.
Not gonna lie, I'm not a horror movie guy, but that last movie, pretty freaking good, and I'm ready. I'm ready to finish Michael Myers for good.
Yeah,
but we won't finish him for good in this one, since there's going to be another one after this. So I mean,
I think the last movie did an excellent job, though. Like
that twist, man, at the end, dude, they got me. They got me hook, line, and sinker, dude. They totally got me hook, line, and sinker.
That was an awesome twist.
I'm so glad nobody told me that. Like what happened. I'm so glad because when I was watching that, I was like, I'm like, what an idiot. This girl's an idiot.
Yeah.
And then But then she's like completely badass. I'm like, whoa!
Yeah, that honestly, that was my the best moment in the movie. I thought I was like, holy crap, that was unexpected, and it was great too. The unexpected but great execution. I think it's great because of the storyline. You know, when Jamie Lee Curtis and her relationship with her and all that, and you realize what and you kind of like, holy crap! It all came down to that moment. You know what I'm saying? It came down to that moment. So it's a great movie. But I love the first one because it feels kind of like a 70s movie, and I feel like still continuing with this. It still feels kind of like that same, It
doesn't feel like a 70s movie to me.
Really,
it's just no, like even the newer one. It didn't. It's just like it's more grounded than anything.
The grittiness. That's what I'm saying. Like very gritty, kind of like.
I was about to say. I'll kind of clarify. I think I was clarify what Pete was trying to say with that. I think he means that it's not. So if you watch some of like the slasher movies nowadays, or some of the horror movies nowadays, like it's a lot more modern film techniques and story like cues that they pick up. Like this kind of is like a throwback. I think
it's a throwback, but with like modern setting.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like set in the 70s. It's more like it seems like a throwback to old school slasher films. I do think like nowadays, like when it comes to horror movies, they try too hard to be like modernized. Like they have like like what was it like shameless plugs to you see a guy drinking a Coke or saying things like that, I'm saying, and more modernized. Whereas this, I feel that the last one was way more kind of old school, kind of like it felt like a true sequel to the first movie.
So I didn't see the Child's Play movie, but I thought the Friday the 13th was pretty good. The one that came, dude, it's probably been years now because I think I seen it with you guys in the theater in Sarasota.
It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it might even been more. I was still living in. I was still living in Sarasota about 10 years ago. So yeah. But I didn't think it was that bad. Did you watch? You watched it, Chris, right?
Yeah, I don't remember it being that bad.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a good homage to what Friday the 13th was like.
I haven't watched that or the Nightmare on Elm Street remake or the Child's Play remake. I can say one thing though. The Halloween remake did probably the best out of all of them. I think it's because it brought Jamie Lee Curtis back.
It wasn't a remake. It was a sequel.
Oh, it's a sequel. Yeah. Sequel. That's what I meant to say. Sequel.
What do they call them? They call them like what legacy sequels? Like is that what they're calling? Like when they go back, like the Cobra Kai. Yeah.
But
so I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's good, man. I'll definitely watch it when it comes out again. I'm definitely, like I said, a big fan of the first one, so I'll definitely watch it next one.
Alonso, come on, man. Have you seen like the Manhattan, the whatever it was called, Jason Takes Manhattan, or Jason X? I mean, like seriously, like I mean, in Jason X, he picks up like the sleeping girls, like bashes them against trees. I mean, it's so out there and ridiculous. He can throw things. He can do whatever he wants. He's ridiculous, Jason. Hey, Chris, have you started watching the Friday the 13th? Oh, no, that's right. You said you're going back to those. So I'm
going back to that. I haven't started Nightmare on Elm Street yet. Have not done it.
You won't sleep. I'm just letting you know. me and Chris are the same when it comes to horror, and I'm telling you, you're not going to sleep.
Well, okay, we're the same when it comes to horror games. Horror movies I'll watch, and I'll be fine.
Okay.
But it's something about playing a horror game because I'm actually into the whole thing and I'm actually controlling it, and then I'll just be like, you know what? Nope, not doing it. Even
have you done RE7 in first or in
VR? Yeah, I did it for like a couple hours and I was like, nope, done. I even tried to replay it the other day, and I got to a part that I've already seen. I've already beaten it. I've already passed the part, and I'm like, no, I'm good. This is too uncomfortable. I'm good. I don't need to relive this again. But Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to kill him because there's going to be a third movie.
Well, he's going to be killing. He's going to do a lot of killing, probably.
He's going to do a lot of killing. What my favorite moment from one previous one to this was the one shot of him going through the neighborhood and going house to house killing people. That was my favorite moment. Don't get me wrong, the moment you guys loved was great, but what stood out to me the most is the one shot of him going house to house killing people.
Oh, that was fantastic as well. I just the one part that I'm calling out. No, like cinematically, Chris, you're absolutely correct. That is the shining moment in there. But I just thought we were going down a whole nother alley, and it got me. And movies usually don't get me. And the fact that it got me, I was like, whoa, that's awesome. But yeah, cinematically, dude, that one shot was badass, especially being in a Halloween movie. Like you don't expect that. Like
no, you don't expect that at all. And I was like, are we gonna cut away? Oh no, he's gonna go to the house. Oh, he's gonna kill that person. Okay, he's gonna walk out, and he's just casually walking by kids who are trick or treating. Okay, this is pretty darn scary. All right, cool. Yeah, but I mean, I can't wait for this next Halloween. Sucks we gotta wait for a year, but at least it's done. I guess we could say that.
Is the third one done as well?
No.
That would be cool if they can get them and like release them like month after month or something like that, where they can kind of like bang them out like real quick.
But probably
year
just
after year.
Year after year.
Maybe 6 months, year after year.
No, it needs to be in Halloween.
Yeah. No point is doing it at Halloween, man.
October. Yes. Does need to be that way. All right, so moving on to one of our reviews here. Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1 review called The Marshal. Coincidentally enough, stars Mr. Timothy Oliphant, who plays in Justified as a U.S. States Marshal.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also a marshal or something like that in Deadwood as well? Yeah, which is kind of nuts, but...
but it was kind of interesting because I've been watching Justified recently, and like I was like, oh, I'm watching Justified, and then like this came out, and it was like, son of a bitch, who would have freaking thought?
Yeah.
Real quick to answer Alonzo's question about who's directing it, the director's name is David Gordon Green, and he has also directed. He directed the Halloween remake, so there you go. So it's he's doing the whole trilogy. So
that's all we need to know, man. He did a great job with the last one. So
yeah, I don't know. Oh, he did Pineapple Express, Your Highness, The Sitter. That's weird.
No, that's great.
What?
That he did those?
Yeah, he did comedy movies, and then he did Halloween, and he did it fantastically. That's the crazy part.
No, he did. Okay, he did, like, I would say, the stoner's favorite movie, Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, a movie that has been talked about, that has been, like, people who have loved it have been wanting a sequel for, like, years. Yeah. And, like, even to the point where, like, they actually did, like, a bit for it and everything. Everyone was kind of excited for it. But also Your Highness as well. But anyway, going back to The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, directed by Jon Favreau, starring Baby Yoda, of course, The Mandalorian, Timothy Oliphant, and an IMAX camera. So, I enjoyed this episode. I've seen this episode, I'm going to say 3 times.
Wow.
Chris, you're on our level now. What? What?
I've seen it. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie. I saw it like Friday, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." But then it got to the IMAX part. I was like, "Oh, yeah. You're speaking my language. I'm paying attention now."
And you can even see the screen stretch out.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, what?"
But this is an actual awesome, great episode. Great way to start the season off. I didn't have any lingering questions except for the very end, which we'll get to here in a second. But what did you guys think of the episode overall?
Yeah, I'll go first, I guess. No, I thought it was great, man. It's a great episode. Great start to the season, I thought. It felt like a short movie. I really the beginning of the movie, beginning of the show, really enjoyed the part where like he goes to that like boxing like place or whatever. And he meets up that guy who says he knows where you can find Mandalorians, and he betrays him and all that. And Mando has a fight scene. He kills all those guys. He ties up the guy upside down to a light pole, and I love how he's like, "Oh, no, please
Batman
don't kill me."
Begins vibes.
Yeah, it really was Batman Begins vibes. I love it too.
Batman, or even Daredevil, like kind of like vibes like one of those guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's interrogating the guy. He's hanging upside down. He's interrogating the guy. But I love the fact that he's like, "You won't die by my hands" or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, you can't let me." It's like that wasn't part of the agreement, and just leaves him to get to die with those whatever creatures out there. I thought that was an excellent part. The reason why I like that part so much is the fact that Mando, even though he's a good guy, he's kind of a tweener. He's like kind of an anti-hero in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy, but he doesn't have that kind of like.
I think that sets the mood because we needed to see that he's not 100% like by the books. Like he's not the Jedi. That's not gonna. Well, I mean the Jedi kill, but you know what I mean. He's not the by the books Luke Skywalker kind of guy.
Yes, and which I thought was great to see that part because I'm like, okay, I love that. They don't try to make him like too like holier than thou, like Luke Skywalker and whatever. They just make him, like I said, he's an anti-hero. He's a guy who he's trying to do the right thing with the Baby Yoda, but he definitely has that edge about him, you know, that he will do something like that, you know. So if you cross him or whatever, so
yeah. And what did you think?
Well, I'll kind of pick up the episode from there then. So then he kind of he learns he needs to go back to
Tatooine,
and he ends up going to Mos Eisley, where we get to see the lady that's in charge of the pit there that he lands in with the pit droid.
They bring back another character back from last season and bring back recurrent characters.
World building, which is good.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Which then she sends him to out to a place that is not on the map. But which supposedly went on. It's Mos something because like every like city starts with Mos. It was started with a P, Paris or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
But anyway, so he heads out there and it's supposedly a mining town, but it's been ravaged. In walks in a guy wearing Boba Fett's armor, and you're like, it's not Boba Fett. Takes the helmet off.
You know what's funny? I said that too. I looked at the guy. I'm like, wait a minute, is that Boba Fett? But you look at the way he was, and you're like, no, that's not Boba Fett. Like, who is he?
Yeah, and so they takes the helmet off. Ends up being Timothy Olyphant. We get a pretty cool flashback that shows that just because the Rebels won at the end of Episode 6 wasn't good for everybody.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it happened, they were cheering for less than a minute, and in comes in the mining colony to take it over. So you know you kind of learn that the Empire is obviously terrible, but there's also other dangers out there in the world, and then to protect their town, because we see this creature going through the sand at one point, they have to go out and meet with the Tusken Raiders and form a team up to take out this dragon.
Yeah.
And
did you know we've seen the dragon before?
When have we seen the dragon?
A New Hope. We've seen the skeleton of the dragon in the sands. In A New Hope.
Okay.
Very interesting. Do they have like a Easter egg site you can go to see all that cool stuff?
No, but like IGN posted the video and they went back and Max Scoville was going through and talking about everything and showed actually footage of A New Hope, and they actually showed the skeleton. I was like, son of a bitch. And
that's awesome. Yeah, even the speeder that the Marshal was riding was actually the same, like an engine from the speeder from Anakin's pod racer, which is pretty awesome. So very cool ways to tie in everything in the Star Wars lore.
Absolutely.
I kind of like also they focus on the Tusken Raiders in this episode. Something that I feel the Mandalorian has been doing a really good job.
They also did Jawas last season.
The Jawas, yeah. So they're introducing certain characters you've seen in the previous Star Wars movies and putting more of a spotlight on them, which I liked. You know what I'm saying? Gets more of a lore of their characters or their their species. So I like that. I like that they kind of did that. And it just, like I said, and then it's funny though, because you always kind of seen them as the villains in the previous Star Wars movies, but you gotta understand that they're just people or a species that wants
whatever they are.
Whatever they are. I don't know, I guess they're a species, alien race or whatever you want to call them. But they just like they want the same thing too. They want some sort of to kill this dragon to bring peace and prosperity in their land. So
harvest the meat and also get the pearls that they actually carry in their bodies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which, by the way, did you know the pearls actually create lightsabers, crystals?
Oh, get out of here!
Yep.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
So that is very interesting as well. Because the fact, since they live in the dirt and they pick up a lot of rocks and whatnot, that is one of the things that can create a lightsaber crystal.
That's a dragon kidney stone.
Pretty much.
Changed my mind.
That is 100% a dragon kidney stone. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was definitely an excellent show. I thought, or episode. I just want to say it's just excellent because, like I said, the fight, I guess, at the end with the dragon felt like
it felt Game of Thrones-ish, really.
Yeah, pretty epic. Yeah.
Chris, what did you think about that? The little post-credit scene, quote unquote.
We might as well just talk right now. Boba Fett just coming out of freaking nowhere. Yeah, that's crazy. Do we know? Wait, I have like so many questions. Do we know it's Boba Fett? But then I'm like thinking, yeah, of course it's Boba Fett. Why the hell would he do that?
So it's the same actor. So it's the same actor that played
from episode 1.
Yeah,
from episode 1. Yeah,
which we all know Boba's the only perfect clone of him. So yes, he would look exactly like him as an adult. Now there is fan fiction that is not canon, but that that Boba Fett blasted his way out of the monster that he got eaten by and survived, and it does look like he has like a bow and arrow or whatever on him,
right.
So, survivalist stuff. My question is how did his armor end up with the marshal and him end up with nothing?
Probably he had to give it up for something,
or it probably might have got stolen, by the Jawas. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what happened to Mando in the second episode of the first season. Like he was, like he got his whole ship stolen or whatever.
But like you wouldn't think, like, you guys are on the same planet. You wouldn't think he would, like, and you're a Mandalorian. You don't think he would like try to hunt that down and get it back, or maybe he was done with it and was like, hey, you know what, I got my ass beat like a couple times now. I'm done. There's nothing for me. I get eaten by a monster, and freaking Luke Skywalker showed me up. So I mean, I'm done with the way. I'm done with the creed.
So you know what's crazy though, guys? We didn't even think about this, but back in season 1, there was somebody that went over the dead assassin's body on Tatooine that we still don't know who it was.
I think it was Boba Fett or this person.
Is. Yeah, probably is.
Okay, so it would have been Boba Fett. Okay, so that's
could have been a marshal also.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna throw this out there though. I wouldn't expect to see them go back to Boba Fett for a couple episodes. I think they're gonna let that linger.
Yeah.
So do you think that he's gonna go after his armor though, Boba Fett?
No.
I don't know if he knows that Mando has his armor at this point.
True.
I do think that Mando's gonna go back and he's gonna. I don't know who he's gonna go to next to figure out where the next place is gonna go is, but I have a feeling he's gonna fly somewhere else, and I think this is where we might meet Sasha Banks, or he might meet up with Ahsoka, because it's only eight episodes, so I don't think they're gonna wait too long before they get into the thick of things.
Well, we do know that he's going to meet up with Carl Weathers and Gina Gorgon. I forgot their
because we Cara Dune and what is Carl Weathers' character's name? That's going to bug me.
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I forgot.
And we haven't seen Moff Gideon yet.
Nope.
No, and he's going to be playing a part in this season. You know that for a fact. So, like I said, though, I feel like so far, like watching this episode, they really didn't give anything away, which I love. This episode, you kind of like watch this episode, and you're like, the only thing they gave away really in the trailers was the first scene of the episode. But after that, really, you didn't know what to expect. So I like that. And like I said, I think they did a great job with another cliffhanger, like they did in the first season. It's definitely I'm looking forward to the next few episodes and all that. Now, do you think every episode is going to be an hour long, like this episode was?
Yes. Yeah.
Really? All of them going to be hour longs?
Yeah.
I think it'll be close to it, but I do think we're gonna. At least I'm hoping we get a couple episodes where there's stuff going on here, there's stuff going on here, there's stuff going on here, instead of like just following the strict storyline. Because I do feel, and granted, I know it's called The Mandalorian, and I know it should follow The Mandalorian, but once you start throwing a Boba Fett, an Ahsoka Tano, you have all these different characters in there. To me, like, those are main characters. You can't just those are main Star Wars characters. You can't just show them when you want to show them. Well, now we need to know where they're at in the long game.
I'll be honest though, Ant. Like, it seems to me though, watching The Mandalorian from the first season till now, it's literally he is a focal point. He's always been a focal point though.
Yeah,
it's all through his own perspective of what's going on. So I don't know if really.
Well, then do you think we'll have a spinoff? Because I can't see them because I can't see them bringing Ahsoka into the fold when she is so, like, if you've watched all the Clone Wars, and then even like where I'm at in Rebels now, she's like a main character even though she's not a main character. It's kind of crazy. Like she's such a focus of the Star Wars like universe that Dave Filoni's created that it would be weird that she would only
maybe she dies though.
That's true. That could be the end of her story. That could be that could be Filoni's thing where he kills her off. Because that's really his character. That's his baby. So
I mean, you never know. Maybe they're just testing the water, seeing how good Rosario Dawson is as Ahsoka, and then maybe they'll do a spinoff if it's a big hit. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what they can do with the character. But like I said, though, I feel like really when you look at Mando, it's not Game of Thrones. It's not like really something where you're looking at different everything that's going on in the universe. It's really only focused on Mando, and that's it. And of course, Baby Yoda also, but he's a focal point, so I don't see that happening. But I am interested in seeing how, like I said, they're going to expand the universe and introduce more characters, which I feel they did. Like, because Cobb Vanth now, he's going to come back sooner or later. He's going to be a character that's going to come back in the show. So, definitely looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah, same here. Same here indeed. All right, gentlemen. We got some little bit of time. Let's just talk. Let's just ramble. Not about what's going on right now in America, right now. Let's just talk. Let's just chit chat. How you guys doing?
What's up, man? Doing pretty good.
Yeah, let's chit chat. What are you going to talk about?
It doesn't matter. Like, if anyone in the comments who's watching right now, go ahead and comment something. We'll talk about it. I mean, we got time. It is really today is a light. There's a light news week because of the election going on right now. So like no one's really reporting any news wise, big wise. So
yeah,
we got time.
Okay. Trying to think what to talk about and all that stuff. What are you looking forward to actually when it comes to games and movies this year?
For the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year?
For the rest of the years.
Honestly, man, I don't know movie wise, but I'm really looking forward to WandaVision. They I don't know which actor it was from the set, but they said it's like one long live action action movie, and I'm like, that's got me stoked for it. I mean, the last trailer had me stoked for it, but the fact that they're saying it's like comparable to like a full budget action movie, yes, sign me up right now.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, I actually looking forward to WandaVision. I feel like the thing is when you look at Disney, like I said, Mando's definitely going to be a hit. I feel like it's definitely continuing to be a hit. From like the fact that this episode's so good, you think it's going to just keep on going. I think another WandaVision is going to be another excellent show for Disney, and I think that's what they need to do, keep on building on.
And then you have Mulan on a month from today for free.
Oh, you don't have to pay for this time. You know what's funny though? Like it's funny that I knew that at the time, some people will pay for that because they had nothing to watch at the time. But for me, dude, I'm like, well, I'm gonna pay $30 or $40.
It must not have made that much money because they pushed Black Widow back and didn't even talk about it being that. So I
don't see how people would have paid that much money just to see it. I mean,
you could literally wait 3 months and watch it.
If you have the money to do it and you really are bored and you have nothing to watch, or the fact that maybe your children want to watch it because they're really, they really wanted to watch it. I could see that happening, but that wasn't something where I'm like, oh man, I'll be honest, if it was a Marvel movie, I probably would have paid that money just because I'm big on the Marvel movies, and I don't like any spoilers from them because I hate when they, like something you find out about a big reveal or something like that. I hate spoilers.
So you don't like spoilers and whatnot. So $30 to see a movie in the comfort of your home, but you still haven't paid a subscription for it when you could probably maybe wait a month, dodge social media and everything else, and watch it on like Vudu or something and just pay the one flat fee, $30 and not pay Disney Plus ever.
I wish I kept away from social media. It's hard to keep away, especially when it comes to like, just things like
with what we do. It's hard to keep away from social media.
It really is. I mean, like I said, sometimes I wouldn't want to have Facebook, but I have to have Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like sometimes you have to have certain things, especially when it comes to news. And like I said, video game news or anything movie wise, you gotta have your social media things. I'd rather do away with social media, to be honest, completely. I think you're better off that way, to be honest. But in the same time, I need it because, like I said, in order to talk about stuff or to be informed about stuff, I need that stuff.
Yeah.
I need to be, a lot of times I go on Twitter to get some, some news or whatever from what's going on in entertainment or just like that, or even IGN or whatever. But it's like I said, it's hard to avoid that too, especially when it comes to like I remember with movies.
Yeah.
Like anytime a Marvel movie came out, even like early releases, I remember like I'll try to see what the review was because I'm very curious to say, oh man, you get really excited for it, and so you want to see the review. And a lot of times you try to peek at the comment section, and then of course the comment section will be a straight up like, oh, this character died or this happened. And you're like, ugh, why did I do that?
Definitely on Friday mornings, definitely don't check what's trending on Twitter because that ruined Baby Yoda for me on season 1. So
yeah, exactly. And dude, to be honest, dude, it's so funny. So speaking of which, I remember I watched last week's Mandalorian, I think at 4:00 in the morning or something, right? I couldn't sleep. And sure enough, you look at Twitter about an hour, 2 hours later, they're like, Boba Fett, like that's trending. And you're like, oh crap, that would have ruined somebody's like whole,
Stay away from social media until you watch.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, it's bad though. And the problem with social media is people don't have no self-respect when it comes to spoilers. They just want to blurt out like whatever is trending or whatever is cool, and they want to blurt it out. And it's like, I mean, come on, you got to show a little respect, I think. I remember, honestly, and here's something since we're talking. I remember it was an Endgame, I think, when we watched it last year, or Endgame or Star Wars. I remember we were very respectful not to talk about it in front of because I think we watched at 7:00, so we got out. We try not to spoil anything and talk about anybody who's coming in because we know that would be rude and just and just be shitty on us to do that because I mean the fact is like if you mention like oh yeah Tony dies or something like that, like people will get pissed, so yeah, it's just a matter of just respect, I guess, like,
wait, Tony Stark died?
Yes.
I mean, he hits the nail on the head, but okay, so how long do you normally give it before you spoil something?
I think you should give it at least a week.
Yeah. Oh, at least maybe a month or so.
Okay. Well, in the same retrospect, since you guys haven't played it and these games have been out for years, The Last of Us and God of War.
Oh, I mean, if you spoil that, I mean that's on us for not playing it.
Well, but what's the? Okay, so like I did when I saw The Mandalorian, this new episode. So I posted like, "Oh crap! Wasn't expecting that at the end of the episode." I said that.
That's not spoiling anything. That's perfect. That's fine.
So, and that's fine. You're okay with that?
Oh, absolutely, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Dude, you didn't say nothing.
No.
Now, if you were just like Boba Fett, like that's terrible.
No, I won't do that.
But no, like dude,
exactly. It's a matter of respect. It's a matter of just like because I think honestly, it's funny when you look at entertainment and everything we do. We love being surprised. We love those big moments and all that. I think as people who grew up watching movies and playing video games, we love those moments that we're like surprised or shocked, or like or it's just something that like, oh my god moment. And for somebody to tell us before what's going to happen, it takes out away the whole surprise away. So I always feel like you don't want to, because I think we always had that experience at one moment where we were like, oh my god, that was amazing. I did not expect that to happen. Like what Anthony was talking about in that Halloween movie, that's kind of one of those things where, the big, surprise or shocker. And I think we know that that's great. That's a great, good feeling that we get. And I think it's, it'd be horrible for us to take that away from somebody else, So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I always feel like you got to be somewhat respectful. I feel like, in a sense, like if somebody's really like you got to be like, oh, you should watch this or whatever. Like I could imagine, like honestly, when Game of Thrones, dude, if somebody's like no, never watched Game of Thrones, nothing about Game of Thrones, and they go to the Red Wedding, I could not ruin that moment for them. I want to see their sheer shock. I mean, not to say I want to see them, but it's that sheer shock moment. You're just like, they'll never get that again. That experience, that shock moment.
I have a coworker who went through all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones this year.
Yeah,
and like it was so hard for me not to tell them.
Yeah.
What was going to happen, and I was like, I'm up to like season 3, and I'm like,
yeah,
and I'm like sitting there researching in my head, I'm like, what happens in season 3? And they're like, oh, that happens, okay, all right, so good luck. It's gonna be fun. And then like after he sees the Red Wedding, he's like, I don't even know who to fuck the roof on right now.
The worst part is when they tell you something like, man, I hope Robb Stark really gets Joffrey or whatever.
And I'm like,
revenge of Joffrey. I really want to get into revenge. I want him to get his hands on and kill Joffrey. And you're just like, okay. You just kind of have to like really give him like any. You're like, he's gonna do that. They're asking questions. So what's gonna happen? You think Robb's gonna do that? Get the throne, or who's gonna get the throne? And you're just like, well, you gotta wait and see. It's like, you just play it off. And you're just kind of like, oh man. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting to watch that episode, just to get so they can come back and be like, "What the fuck happened? Like, what happened?" It's like
he's Drew Barrymore from 50 First Dates.
Pretty much,
dude, I have a very good memory when it comes to things like that. So, but yeah, it's one of those things where. And I remember, too, when I'm watching Game of Thrones, man, I remember the first couple seasons and going to the third, I was really very into it, so obsessed with it, to the point where I think I kind of had a hint, because somebody was mentioned about the Red Wedding. So I was kind of like, you're going to watch the Red Wedding? Oh, and I'm like, okay, I got to find out what the Red Wedding is. And I looked it up, and you're like, it literally, like, your body sinks, and you're like, oh, that's just fucking terrible.
I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until season 4, and I remember power watching all the way through, and then I get to the Red Wedding. I was like, "What the? They just did this in a TV show?"
Yeah. So, like, since we're talking, is there any? I think I know what you guys are gonna say, because I know you're fans of that one show and all that. But is there?
He's gonna say 24. I know he's 24 because I know the question. That's why I even asked it.
I was gonna say, is there any moment in television or movies that you're just like, oh shit, I did not see that happening? Or
season 5, episode 1 of 24.
Yes, I was.
Man. They don't make them like they used to, Chris. That
Palmer.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Yep. And the other girl too.
Pretty much, they killed everyone.
Yeah.
And Tony Almada.
Yeah.
So Ursula died, and I was like, oh gosh, that whole episode was just like crazy. But then you get to the freaking season 6, episode 1, and you're like, really? We go from that to like a nuke going off, and Kiefer Sutherland just sitting there crying on a tree.
Well, they had to try to one-up it, man.
Yeah, but it was like, okay, a nuclear bomb went off, and like literally the whole season was focused on, was it 5 nukes going off, like nuclear bombs in New York, not New York, but in like
California,
in LA, and like, you think LA would be devastated after one?
Yeah,
like that kind of made no sense, but whatever.
What was the season 24 where he goes after this guy who's like a traitor, I think, and he tries to get information from him, and he shoots his wife in the leg.
That was season 5.
Yeah.
And he was talking to the guy who trained him and whatnot, and his wife was there, and then it was season 5 because he ended up shooting his wife, and because he's like, tell me where I can find the nerve gas, and nerve gas was the season 5's
and he wouldn't say, he's like, you don't even care about your wife or something like that. You don't even care about your wife or whatever. Yeah,
just son of a bitch. You don't
like,
even care about her.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, he did that, and you're like, holy shit, that's pretty. He took it to the next level, you know. So,
but not only that, but like the fact that writing and it ended up being the president behind everything, that just blew my mind. I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. And then like later on, like the president shows up later on more seasons one, especially the last season where in New York where Jack was coming after, and it was like, do you know who that is? That's Jack Bauer.
Hey Chris, you want to hear something awesome?
What was that?
My work phone.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Hold on, that's not it. I got the
nice. The CTU ringtone.
Oh, that's fantastic, right?
That's great.
I think I want to say though, like, I want to say the 2000s was almost like pinnacle of TV shows at that time.
Prison Break, Lost,
24.
Dexter, right? Wasn't Dexter in that?
Yeah.
Sopranos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff.
It was definitely the pinnacle.
2.5 Men was hitting his stride as well.
The comedies too.
Big Bang Theory too, right?
No, Big Bang Theory came later.
Yeah, it came later.
I was still working at GameStop though, so it was like probably 2007, 2008.
Yeah, but like before that though, it was like 2.5 Men was like really hitting a stride with Charlie Sheen and whatnot.
I felt 2000s really was almost a golden age of television. It really kind of opened up like television, because I think 90s was okay. I mean, I think they're more known for the sitcoms, so it's like Friends and Seinfeld. But I felt 2000 really hit the stride when it comes to TV shows. Like you know, like what was it, like Breaking Bad too? In the end of the 2000s, I felt like it really took it to the next level when it comes to TV shows and storytelling.
Yeah. All right, that's enough for our Let's Talk. We're going down to NFL Week 9 picks.
Dun, 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 dun. So, going into Week 9, we have me in the lead with 70 wins, and Chris and Pete tied at second place, 67 wins, only 3 games back. So
who's tied?
Huh?
What happened?
You and Chris are tied for second place.
Oh wow! Okay, cool. I think I was losing last week, right?
Huh?
I think I was losing last week, right?
You were in third place last week.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, your big gains were on Chris. You won the Indy game. Chris had Detroit, and you won the Denver game. Chris had the Chargers. So,
how many games are you ahead at?
3.
Denver did beat the Chargers, right? Hold
yes.
On. Now I got, okay, they did. Okay.
Yes. Chargers blew the lead.
That's right, because I've seen a picture of like their cornerback like crying on the field.
Yeah.
Of course you got to have Brady on there. Of course.
I mean, it is the matchup of the week, in my opinion.
No, I not thinking. I think the Giants played your Bucks pretty well. I think that I would have liked to see that flag not be picked up at the end of a game, considering there was interference there. Even Mr. Shannon Sharp agrees with me. So
he was looking back. He looked back at the last second.
Do I have to call you Skip Bayless?
Yes, call me Skip Bayless. Call me Skip Bayless, and I am a fan of Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
That's funny. But, dude, if you throw the flag, keep it on the field. We'll let them play it one more time. But anyways, let's move on. I think that was a wake-up call to your Bucks, though, that not to take any team lightly.
Yeah, it was. And, like, you know, it probably would have gone your way. It's hate to say it, if Daniel Jones was actually a better quarterback.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And I don't necessarily think he's bad. I think he just tries to do too much. Like, he feels like he has to carry the whole team on his shoulders because he has shit around him, and that's the God honest truth. He has no line. His best receiver is Sterling Shepard, who's a number 2 on most teams, and he has no
Golden Tate. You can Golden Tate.
Golden Tate. Here's I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you something about Golden Tate. If Golden Tate was that good, he would have been traded at the deadline. In fact,
weren't you the guy who was talking so much stuff about Golden Tate? Oh man, we got Golden Tate. He's a great pickup. Great pickup, Golden Tate.
Yeah, for like a number 4 guy. Yeah, he's good. He's a good number 4 guy.
But I'm gonna go with Pete here. You were just saying the fact that all these good stuff, all these good places you have things, and like Golden Tate was one of them, and then what was it? Your other receiver you just Evan Ingram,
Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard. Like said,
that's another. Sucks.
Oh, that was your star guy like a couple years ago.
What? He was looking promising coming out of the draft. That guy, dude, he doesn't have to wear a mask because he can't catch shit. So,
damn.
Truth hurts.
Does it hurt? Because Daniel Jones has had a turnover every single game the past 30 games?
Oh, I'm not taking anything away. Daniel Jones needs to be better, but he's trying to do too much. There's a problem when you have never played in a major college system. You've now went to the NFL and you're throwing right into the thick of things. Your offensive line can't block anything. You have guys that can't catch anything. And now you feel that you need to put the whole team on your shoulders to win games. So when he's getting in the midst of getting sacked, instead of taking the sack, he's trying to make plays, and it's not a good recipe for success. He just needs to take the sack, go and punt the ball, and then just go back to it. Trust your defense, because your defense looked pretty good. Honestly, Brady didn't look as amazing as he looked in the previous weeks.
No. So I'm gonna say this, Pete. This sounds like a Jameis Winston kind of a thing. So the excuse. So yeah, I remember making these same excuses last year with Jameis Winston. Yeah.
How could you make those same excuses? Mike Evans is a top 5 wide receiver.
I remember making these same excuses last year with Jameis Winston. So yeah. But anyway, week 9, game 1. Tomorrow, Green Bay Packers at the San Francisco 49ers without Jimmy Garoppolo.
Green Bay.
Packers. Battle for an NFC least. New York Football Giants at the Washington Football Team.
Giants.
Ooh.
I told you we don't lose to the
Washington Football Team.
The Deadskins.
All right, I go with Giants.
I kind of want to go with Washington.
Do it.
I'm going with Washington.
Huh?
I'm going Washington.
I don't think anyone's went Washington all year, so you have to give me a second. Oh wait, nope. So Pete went Washington week 2. Or week 3.
Really?
Yeah, against the Browns.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
All right.
You ready? All right. Chicago Bears at the Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee.
Tennessee did look shaky, so I'm going to go with Bears.
Tennessee.
Because of the defense.
Yeah, Tennessee, I will go. I don't know. 1 week, so.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings.
Lions.
Without Matthew Stafford, because he's in COVID watch.
Oh, who's the backup?
Don't know.
Hold on. Give me a minute. I need to see who their backup is.
I mean, no, you stick with the Lions, man.
No, I didn't know he was in COVID watch.
Oh, come on. What is this?
No, that's fair, dude. We should know if there's like injuries like that. That's not cool.
I'll go with the Vikings. Even though I think that both teams suck.
Chase MF and Daniel. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna stick with the Lions.
All right.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
You guys both going Minnesota?
Yeah.
Feeling cute? Going purple?
Yeah. Yeah.
Going Kirk Cousins. Yes.
You like that?
I like that.
All right. Next, the Carolina Panthers at the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's the funniest. That's the funniest matchup I ever heard.
Oh, just wait.
The funniest matchup was the Jets versus the Chiefs last week.
I think they took their foot off the gas in the second half.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here, let me make an underhand throw. Here you go.
Because my fantasy points at halftime were rocking with Kelsey and Mahomes. So and then it didn't go up much after that. I was like, oh, they must have took the foot off.
Yeah, they probably did. I didn't watch the game, so thank God I didn't watch the game.
All right, for the AFC least, I guess you want to say it.
Yeah.
The Texans against the Jaguars. Texans.
Texans versus the
Jaguars. Yeah.
I'm going to go Texans.
Both have only won one game.
Texas. Yeah, I guess going Texas.
Texans have only won one game? That's nuts.
Yeah. They've only won one game.
Weren't they a playoff team last year?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, look who they got rid of, man. Or traded.
And then the coach got fired.
He sucked. He's a garbage coach.
That's true.
The coach and the GM, because he's both.
Yeah, that was terrible. The whole move was terrible.
All right, next, the Baltimore Ravens at the Indianapolis Colts, with both teams at 5-2.
I was gonna say that's an actual tougher game than it looks on paper.
Ravens.
I'm gonna go Ravens as well. Even though, dude, Indy with Phillip Rivers, that's something, man.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, they got good pieces to that team. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But I think Ravens need to make a comeback after Pittsburgh last week.
I agree. I'm gonna go Ravens.
All right, next up. Ooh, this is another tough matchup. The Seattle Seahawks at the Buffalo Bills. Both teams, 6 wins.
At the Buffalo Bills.
At the Buffalo Bills. So it could be snowing. We don't know.
Got to go with my boy Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I'm going Russell Wilson.
Bills. I don't know. Seahawks are not great on the road sometimes, so I'll go Bills.
That's what I like. I like to see a little difference, Pete.
And then we got the Denver Broncos at the Atlanta Falcons.
Broncos.
I don't know.
That's a tough one. I'm going to go Atlanta.
I think I'm going to go with Atlanta too. Yeah, I'm going to go with Atlanta.
But they actually didn't blow a lead the other day, so it's amazing.
That's because they don't have Quinn as the coach.
Yeah, he also got fired. Raheem Morris. What?
Adam Gase still has a job.
How does he still have a job, by the way?
He must have some sort of like dirty line, like some blackmailing like owners or something, man. Yeah,
No,
he has to have
like
something.
scratch my back, I scratch your back. You know, it's just.
Man, he must have blackmailed those owners. Man.
I'm about to say something shady's going down there because
he must have some naughty pictures of the owners doing something. So I don't know, man. I don't know how the guy still has his job.
All right, next game, Oakland. No, is it? No, Las Vegas Raiders at the San Diego Chargers.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
Raiders
too. Yeah, I like Raiders.
Wow, we all going Raiders, huh?
Yeah.
The Raiders.
I don't trust the quarterback too much on the Chargers. All right.
I kind of like the Raiders too. So
Next up, Pittsburgh Steelers at the Dallas Cowboys.
Steelers.
Steelers,
Don't
dude. Like,
get it.
man, I mean, my team sucks, but that team's a joke.
And freaking Andy Dalton's not even playing. Oh, God.
Who's their third string?
Some dude that they drafted, and he is terrible.
Awesome. That's going to be a fun game to watch.
He is
How
terrible.
about them boys?
Them boys.
All right, next up, Miami Dolphins at the Arizona Cardinals.
I'm going to go with Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals.
We'll go to Arizona too.
Same. Tua pretty much got gifted that win. I'm not going to lie.
I know Mark's going to go with Fins.
Yeah.
Fins up, right?
Yep, there it is.
Yep. Good. You got to stick with your team, man.
Next up, the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Going with the Bucks. Because it's in Tampa. If it was the reverse, I would have went New Orleans. But I'm
going to go Bucks too because it's in Tampa.
I don't even need your answer, Chris. I got you down.
Good man. And I'm not gonna be honest with you. This game is a kind of a toss-up. New England Patriots at the New York Football Jets.
I think I'm going Patriots, but the Jets might get their first win.
Yeah,
you think so?
They might.
I got Patriots.
That's fine, but I honestly think you guys stand a chance. I mean, you only lost to Buffalo by 8 points. And I mean, New England's pretty freaking horrible, dude. 2-5. Who have you ever seen a New England team 2-5 like in the last 25 years
in your lifetime? Because before that, they were like what the Oilers or something.
No, they've been the Patriots, but the Patriots were bad at the beginning of the 90s. But since then Parcells went there, and since then they've been good, like consistently good. So.
I'm going New England.
I'm going New England too, but yeah.
I'm going New England also.
I think the Jets might win, Pete.
Well, Cam is definitely struggling, so he's definitely not the answer, unfortunately. I don't know. I kind of wonder if Belichick's going to bench him soon. You know what I'm saying? We're going to just pull the plug on that whole thing.
I don't know, man. I think Belichick should have retired when Brady left.
Probably he might.
He would have saved face. To be honest with you, people would have never knew if it was Brady or if it was Belichick. Because right now it looks like it was Brady, not Belichick.
Well, I mean, Brady has a great team on him. Let's not just say that. I mean, literally, he has great weapons and all that stuff.
He does, but Belichick,
let's not just go over and be like, oh, Brady
Belichick's not working any magic this year, bro.
Yeah, Well, also you got to look at the fact that how many players are sitting out. I think it was Hightower, Mayo.
Oh, that's true. Actually, the Patriots did have a lot of players that sat out. That's
at least 6 or 7, man, sat out. So I mean, you got to look at that factor too, man.
So did they sit out on purpose so they can draft? Try to get one of the better quarterbacks in the draft.
Yeah, they probably didn't know how bad the Jets were going to be this year, though. I think the Jets really took the. But yeah, I could have saw that.
I mean, right now, the top 3 of the draft, it's going to go Jets, Jaguars, Giants. So,
dude, it's amazing to me that you look at Philly, the Cowboys, the Redskins. Dude, this is a really bad year for football, man, because there's so many bad teams. There's so many bad teams. It's ridiculous.
Hold on, you just pointed out one division. That's it. That's just one division.
I mean, here's the thing: you got Jaguars are bad.
Jaguars have always been bad. So
Texas,
what's next?
Texans are bad. Texans are terrible.
That's a surprise. Yes.
Bengals are bad. Jets are bad.
They've always been bad.
I'm just saying it, but you got a lot of bad teams this year. Like teams that are just winning something. They're not doing anything really.
The only team that's a surprise is the Texans.
I feel like it's really top heavy this whole.
I think the Patriots are surprised.
Yeah, they are.
That's true. Okay, so I'll give you 2. I'll give you
better. I have to think the Patriots are going to do a lot better than this.
I think the Vikings are a little bit of a surprise that they're 2-5.
Yeah.
They lost some key pieces, though.
They did.
I'm surprised that Pittsburgh's undefeated, though. Pittsburgh
I'm very surprised Pittsburgh's still undefeated.
Even though Mike Tomlin's a great coach, I think and Pittsburgh always drafts well. They always know how to rebuild their team up. I'm still very surprised they got this good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would expect them to be like 5-2 right now, like decent. But for them to be undefeated right now and they're going to keep on being undefeated, I'm very surprised. But like I said, I always feel that team always knows how to bounce right back, even from like the major injuries they had last year.
Because if you think about it, like think about how crazy this is. So they're 7-0, right? And if I would have told you 3 years ago that Antonio Brown and who's the running back?
Bell?
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell wouldn't be there. You'd be like, they can be 7-0 in 3 years without those two guys.
You gotta think about it this way. Pittsburgh is one of the best franchises, probably. I mean, you look at New England and all that stuff, but when you think about Pittsburgh, has always done a great job being a great franchise.
Pittsburgh's another team that hasn't been bad since the early 90s as well.
Mike Tomlin's been there since Mike Tomlin's been there. This will be his 14th positive winning season.
That's crazy.
Well, think about it. Like Mike, look at all the players that came through, like Troy Polamalu.
Do you think Roethlisberger's that good?
No, I think he's. I don't think he's that good. I think he's like the Brad Johnson, the better than Brad Johnson, the better than Trent Dilfer. Like, have your defense, like, play well. Your defense will play well. Just make sure you don't turn over the ball.
I mean, he's like has some ridiculous stats this year, though, guys. I mean, like ridiculous. He's 68% completion percentage, 1,628 yards, 15 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. That's
who's his weapons right now? I mean, he must have good weapons right now.
Juju.
What's that? Juju, yeah. Juju, yeah. And who else? I think he has other guys, right? Probably rookies, right?
Eric Ebron or whatever his name is.
Ebron, yeah.
What about James Conner? Isn't that guy still there?
He's the running back.
And then isn't there some Claypool guy?
I don't know about that one.
I just feel though the Pittsburgh always knows how to draft well, always knows how to rebuild their team, and also the fact that Mike Tomlin's is a very good coach. He brings the best out of his players. I always feel like Pittsburgh's always that franchise is always, as long as Mike Tomlin and the way they draft every year is still there, the general manager and the owners are still there. I always feel Pittsburgh going to be there all the time. Once Roethlisberger retires, they're going to get another quarterback, and it's going to be the same thing. They're going to keep on.
Well, let's hope so for their sake, because every quarterback they've tried to bring in recently has been pretty trash. So.
Well, I think hopefully there'll be that 1 year where they may have to suck in order to get a great quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I just feel though they do a good job. I mean, hell, man, look at. I mean, you know what? When you think of good football franchises, the Ravens are another great franchise too. They always know how to rebuild their team up. Ravens.
Yep. I agree.
Pittsburgh, New England. Not so much right now, but I'm pretty sure next year they'll be great. I think Kansas City is going to be another team that's going to be that great franchise, of course. We have Patrick Mahomes. They're going to build around. Now you have Buffalo Bills, who actually seem to be that team now. That's going to be a good playoff team. Tennessee's not too bad right now. I think they're still there. But yeah, you got these teams that's still on top from last year. So I do think that these teams are going to keep on doing well. I mean, whereas teams like the Jets, unfortunately, are still going to suck.
Yeah. I was trying to see where they rank Ben Roethlisberger on player football focus, but I don't see it right now. Huh. I know the first three is Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady. But
and not Mahomes, so that's kind of surprising, huh?
Not really. I don't know. Yeah, but they're not on there. All right, so moving on to our movie in review. Mr. Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. To start off, the Bond Watch-a-thon Marathon. This movie came out in 2006. I remember this is I think I've seen this movie in theaters probably maybe 4 times.
Dang.
I think I've seen it in total probably like close to 15.
Holy smokes!
Oh my god, yeah.
To me, I thought this was a great freaking movie. They use in the beginning, the chase scene.
Yeah.
They use a real parkour guy.
Yeah.
Forgot his name, but like he was big into parkour. He was kind of like a legend in parkour, and they used him and did most of his stunts and whatnot, which I thought was pretty cool. And this is like the start of the more grittier James Bond, in a way.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, since to be honest with you, I've only seen Bronson up to now. This is my favorite James Bond. Because I've only seen him and Bronson. And Bronson was more cheesy and over the top.
Yeah, more cheesy 80s, yeah.
Especially with Die Another Day and having the bad guy be with diamonds in his face. I was just like, yeah. But no, this is the more grittier take. I think this what put a lot of people on the map. Especially a lot of people took notice with Daniel Craig, but not a lot of people took notice with Mads Mikkelsen. I think his last name.
Yeah, Matt Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yes, a lot of people took notice on him because he played his role very well in the movie.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright kind of made a comeback in the movie.
Yes.
Because he wasn't really much of anything until this. So, my opinion, this is great. I loved it. I loved every single minute of it.
It's funny you mentioned the parkour at the beginning because Leah was even like, "Oh, was this kind of what made parkour like kind of like famous, like mainstream?" And I'm like, "It probably could have been because like I know like I don't know if like I really
it was mainstream. They just implemented it in there.
Yeah,
like they took like one of the top guys and was like, "Oh, let's just put this in here since we're making this more of a grittier tone than we've ever had before."
When did Mirror's Edge come out?
2004?
2008.
2008. Okay.
So they saw this movie and was like, "Oh, that's cool. Let's make Mirror's Edge."
But I agree with you, Chris. I thought this is probably one of the best James Bond movies of all time. I've seen a lot of James Bond movies, and this is definitely up there as one of the best. I'd probably say like Goldfinger and other ones, like old school, like Sean Connery ones were great too. But yeah, this one's really awesome. I thought that this is what the franchise needed because I think the Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies were, like you said, kind of cheesy. I mean, they're fun, but really cheesy. I thought Pierce Brosnan did a pretty good James Bond, but the movies themselves were kind of cheesy. Were like kind of like, you know. But this was way more grittier, grounded. I think because of the Jason Bourne movies, they decided. James Bond the franchise decided to take this route. And I think, agree, the first scene, that chase scene, really showed what this movie is going to be. Actually, that beginning, I think that...
the black and white scene.
Yeah, that was great too. Yeah, that was a great scene too. Yeah, very gritty fight, you know. But, yeah, it really... this movie has a lot of great action scenes. You have that scene, which I love, that chase scene, because I think it was great about it is that you have the parkour guy doing all these stunts and all that stuff, but you have like him when he's chasing, just like go through walls, like he doesn't even bother doing like jumps and all. He just goes through walls and tries to be like more like rugged and all that stuff, more tough. But like there's that great scene with that, a great scene in the airport scene, and I love it too because this James Bond. Even though all the James Bond has like no like license to kill, no mercy kind of thing, I feel like Daniel Craig was like Anthony was saying, somewhat more callous in the way he was, as a character. You know what I'm saying? He definitely had that kind of stone cold feel about him, throughout the movie, and it's until he meets Vesper, where you kind of see that more of a caring side, and but. As we all know, Vesper betrays him, so it creates that whole callous James Bond character. Okay, technically she doesn't betray him, but she doesn't. She doesn't betray him, but she's still kind of like
He at the moment you think that because we don't learn until later that she actually cut a deal to save his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I like that too. Like she even, I think was it M said that it's like, she did that for you, right? Like, she would have like killed you, but she didn't. So yeah. But it's a great movie. I think, like you said, Matt Mikkelsen plays a really good villain. I love the whole casino scene. The whole, that's great part too.
Well, that part's fantastic. The whole entire like poker stuff. That's some of the best stuff that I've seen in any of the franchise.
Well, I love the fact that he loses first. He loses first. It shows that he thinks he's so confident and cocky and all that stuff. But in him losing, I thought was pretty good. Like moment, you're like, oh crap! I never see James Bond actually look bad. You know what I'm saying? You never see him kind of like fail. Like he always anything he does, he always like is overconfident and always succeeds. But you never see him fail. So I thought it was a really great moment. And then when he actually gets him was awesome too. The way when he gets him and all that stuff is really awesome when he wins. So yeah, really good stuff, man. Really great. It's honestly a great, solid movie. Probably one of the best, not just great James Bond movies, but great action movies. So
yeah, definitely. When I saw him walking out with a suit on, I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, holy shit, that is the fucking look. That is right. There is James Bond right there. That's it. Right there.
What's funny too, Chris, is the fact that he was getting so much shit.
Yeah.
People, because he was blonde. He's like, oh, James Bond shouldn't be blonde. He's so he's getting so much shit for that. I was thinking he was going to be a bad James Bond, but Daniel Craig nailed this role.
Definitely.
But like I said though, he brought a whole different James Bond. It was like you have Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan. Their take on it, but I thought his take is definitely more real, more rugged, more.
Well, it just matches the time of the cinema, to be honest with you, because that's more of what cinema goes for now. Is like they try to do a little bit more realism in everything. So like, I mean, look at the Marvel movies. Compare the Marvel movies from 2010 to newer to the Marvel movies that came out like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I mean, you definitely have more cheese in those older ones.
Yeah, it just like, I mean, you could tell this movie was going to be different because like the first scene of the black and white scene, and then I would say even the opening credits, because I don't remember seeing anything like that in any other James Bond movie, of the opening credits with the song, and it's more of a rock song than like actually like a slow pace.
Great song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
So now that I've made it to Spectre, I can say it's the best song I think, in my opinion, out of the whole series.
Okay.
You done by Chris Parnell, like right?
Yep.
You didn't like Skyfall that much, huh?
No, I did enjoy Skyfall. Adele's song was good. That's number 2.
Okay. But like the graphics for what they used for the title sequence for this movie was great. Just it was like boom, 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 and you could tell right from the get-go this is going to be a completely different movie, and I really did enjoy that part of it. And even to the end, where it will lead up to it, and the new one, you're like, oh, they're doing like a kind of like a Marvel Cinematic Universe right now.
Dude, I gotta admit, one of the most memorable parts here in the movie is the torture scene.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
it's scratching my balls.
Yes.
Like I get an itch over there.
Yeah.
And they started laughing, and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna be the one that scratched my balls before he died."
I gotta admit though, it's a pretty for a man, that's a pretty brutal scene to watch. Though, it's the way he actually Daniel Craig does it, like
swings it,
and just bang. You're like, oh man, that's brutal, man. But yeah, and honestly, it's kind of surprising too, the turns you take. You first think it's the Italian guy who betrays him, but then like I said, Vesper did not betray him, but that was unexpected, and it takes you to a whole. You think the movie is over, and then that takes you to a whole new turn though at the end, and you're like, oh crap, okay, I didn't expect this to happen. So they do
a good job with the twists and turns.
Yeah, they did.
Is there any like relevance to the, like, if I'm looking at the screenshot right now of the movie, like it looks like the 2 O's make an 8. I see 007. Never mind. The gun's the 7. There you go. I got it.
The gun is the 7.
Yep,
yes,
I got it now.
So one thing I want to say too, because I know we're gonna see the other James Bond movies. What I love about this Daniel Craig James Bond movies is all the movies kind of tie in together. They're not just one-offs.
Yes.
I think every other James Bond movies that we've seen is always one-off stories. This really always ties together the whole like big storyline, and which I like. I like the fact that it did that,
Yeah. Characters came back.
Yeah, characters came back. It's an ongoing storyline with him and his experience. They don't ever kind of like shy away from what happened in the previous James Bond movies. No. Because like I believe Mr. White, the guy who shoots in the end, you bring him. He's brought back in a couple more movies. So
yeah,
I think like I said, it's more built on the story of James Bond and all that. It builds on the whole storyline. So. And as you can see, Ant, right? Since you watched all the
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess you're hooked on it now.
Yes, I am. I am just powering through them now. So
how do you like? I mean, we're gonna talk about the other James Bond movies, but how do you like the whole like Daniel Craig James Bond so far?
Oh, I like it a lot. I think they're all really good movies. So I don't want to go into too much depth and detail of the other ones, but. I mean, I guess my only if I had a minor gripe, I feel like I felt like Skyfall and Casino Royale. I felt like they could have just been a little bit shorter. Not saying Casino Royale is a bad movie by any means. It's amazing, but I just felt like it took too many twists and turns, maybe. Just because it's honestly, I felt like. Even though Quantum of Solace, I feel is probably like the weak link of the franchise. I haven't finished Spectre yet, but I feel like Quantum of Solace felt like time permitting was it felt like the easiest flowing of the movies.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Because it was only like an hour and 47 minutes or something like that. And it felt like more like a ride, whereas the other ones feel a little longer. I don't know. I'm not I'll be honest. I don't really like long movies. I'd rather get your stuff done in an hour and a half, 2 hours at max, and get out. But
movies aren't like that anymore.
This same guy who loves Lord of the Rings, the extended version or whatever.
I do like Lord of the Rings, but those are I mean, those are epic classic movies. I mean, this is an action movie. An action movie should be not that long. How much action can you do in an action movie?
Why don't you ask Tom Cruise that question?
Yeah, but I mean, in the same time, Ant, this is not just an action movie; it's telling a story too. The whole thing.
I understand. I understand that. But I can't wait to talk about Quantum of Solace because there's some really good stuff in Quantum of Solace I want to talk about.
Good stuff and some bad stuff.
Huh? Oh no, I just think it's ironic. It's funny stuff.
Anyway, so the budget for this movie was $150 million. Opening weekend, this movie made $40 million. Gross USA, $167 million. Worldwide, it made $616 million.
That's nuts.
Yes.
You know what? I feel like it's definitely would have been more, but the fact is, I think people had a bad taste in their mouth from the last James Bond movies, and also the fact that Daniel Craig's doing this role, they weren't too impressed.
Right.
I think once they saw this movie, everybody sold on him, and then the later movies did really excellent. I think they did better and better each James Bond movies. So it's kind of like one of those things where I feel like they were not expecting this movie to be that good. I think even when I watched this movie, I didn't expect it to be that good, to be honest. I said, oh, it's another James Bond movie. They're always, I've seen so many of them. I'm like, let me watch it. But then when I watched the whole thing, I'm like, wow, this is excellent. So
yeah.
But it's like I said, man, it's gonna suck. The only thing I'm gonna say is gonna suck when we're. I think this is gonna be Daniel Craig's last James Bond movie, the one that's coming up. And to be honest, it sucks because I feel like I've really grown accustomed to him being James Bond. It's gonna be sad when he's replaced, or I don't even know if they're gonna
He's been doing it for 14 years, Pete. 14 years.
It hasn't really stopped the other guys like Sean Connery or whoever who are doing it. But yeah,
Sean Connery's up to 6.
Yeah, you're right. It was Daniel Craig was 5, right?
Yeah, this would be the new one would be 5.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's time to go. I guess it'll be time to go. It's a shame though.
Yeah, it will be. But next week we'll be watching or reviewing. Some of us have already watched that before.
Oh, they did 007 in there too. That's cute. Do they do them in all of them?
Actually, I don't know. I think no. Skyfall was more like straightforward.
Okay.
But because of the fact, like this one, Casino Royale was coming out, and then Quantum Solace did come out, but during the time it did coming out, and the writer's strike was going on, and so that's why it was shorter, and the writing wasn't as good as it was in Casino Royale.
You know, it's crazy too, man. We'll talk about this next week, but supposedly they wanted to do Spectre as like the main, villains or whatever, the main organization he's going after. They did the other, whatever it was called, that organization, because Spectre comes in later on, and they didn't have the rights to Spectre for some reason. I guess I want to say the original writer James Bond still had the rights to it, so they didn't have the rights to that. So that's why they did the other organization. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, they couldn't use Spectre in this movie. So.
Interesting. All right, we'll be talking about that next week. Be sure to look that up, be sure to watch it, and we'll be talking about it next week. Gentlemen, what have we been watching outside of James Bond?
Outside of Mandalorian. And Mandalorian. I haven't been watching anything.
Yeah, same here, man. I didn't think I was trying to get back to Cobra Kai, but I didn't have a chance to.
I did watch Halloween Havoc, but I don't know if you guys want to talk wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
So no, okay.
I've been watching Justified, but that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. What have we been playing then?
So I beat Batman.
Yeah.
How did that go, man?
Pretty awesome. Like I like how it went into went right into Arkham Asylum, and it was basically the Rogue One of the franchise of the series. I gotta admit though, like towards the end, I was kind of like getting over it. Like I just kind of want to, like I didn't even do any of the side missions or anything at the end. I was just like, I just want to beat the game. I'm like, I want to move on. I want to play Mad Max. So that's what I'm playing now. I'm playing Mad Max right now. So, Mad Max is awesome. I don't know if you've had a chance to play it yet, Pete. I know Chris has played it. How many times have you played that, Chris?
I'm working on my second playthrough right now.
Very cool. So I'll give you just like a little rundown of like what the game's like. So, basically, I said to Chris, I think it's a pretty good statement. So it plays like, I would say it plays like a Borderlands / GTA with a little bit of platforming elements from Drake in there, because you even have like the little Drake flashlight and everything with Uncharted, but then it also adds in like the Batman fighting and upgrading and stuff like that. The really cool thing about the game is, and it's kind of makes it unique from any other game I've played before, is well, at least like in this sort of a setting, is you really build your car up. That's kind of like what your power, like you're leveling up and adding on to, is like you're like pimping out your car basically. I mean, you can bring X to the Z to the apocalypse and pimp your ride. I mean, but I just got like the little tank for the dog, where you can like put the dog on the car. I'm like that's badass. But yeah, so I've just been going around now. I'm in the around Jeets area, and I just went back to Chum Buckets to get that part for the car, and then I've just been going and doing scavenging stations, just kind of playing around and just checking it out. And I unlocked a couple warp points, and it's cool, man. Though I like it. I like you just like drive around and you can get like into like road fights where you can like ram people, and you shoot them with a shotgun, you get sniper rifle out. It's pretty neat. Now another cool thing is like the ammo in that game is
scarce.
Pretty hard to find. like I mean, I've probably had a total of maybe at most 10 shotgun shells through the first like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah. So if you're gonna use it, you better save it for like the little drummer boys or I forget what they're called, but basically they like amp up, like there's guys that like sit on this thing and they hit this drum and they like amp up like the guys in the strongholds. So you want to kill them like as fast as you can, else the other guys get buffed. But the fighting's very similar to Batman, where you like chain fight, and like if like a guy goes to attack you, you have like a
counter button.
Yeah, counter button, and you can parry. But it's really good. I highly recommend it. If you like those kind of games that I just mentioned, and it takes place as its own story. It doesn't follow any of the movies. It's its own side piece of the Mad Max world. So
yes,
very cool.
Really enjoyed that game. Now, have you encountered any of the storms yet?
Yes, I did it while I was doing a stronghold. Dude, you can't see shit.
No, you can't.
You're like in the middle of a sandstorm. It is nuts.
And like, have you drove through one?
I haven't driven through one yet. No.
So pretty much imagine like you're hard to drive and your car's like swerving all over the place. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. But I've been playing Watch Dogs Legion on my PC here.
How is it?
It's like full of side missions, I guess. But like I to be honest with you, I played probably maybe 5 or 6 hours, and I've done probably maybe 2 or 3 story missions. Because other than that, I've been trying to build up my crew, because you can literally recruit anyone you can see in the game. Every single person you see in the game, you can recruit into your crew.
That's pretty impressive.
You just have to do a mission. You'd be like, oh, you can see, like look up. It's like, oh, this person is a painter or whatever it can be. Oh, this person is a construction worker. Oh, I may need a construction worker because I may need to get in some places that has construction. I may need a doctor on my team. Oh, I can get a cop on my squad so we can have shorter jail time just in case one of us gets arrested. All that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool, pretty awesome. But other than that, it's not something that like I'm like really hyped up about. It's just something like it's something cool to play to get there until the next game, which would be Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yes,
which looks fantastic.
Yes.
Like it looks so good. That and Phoenix Uprising, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Phoenix Uprising. Yep.
Dude, that game looks awesome. Like really awesome.
Have you played it yet on Stadia?
No, I mean I could just download the Stadia app on my computer and play it if I wanted to, but I haven't. It just looks like Pete. That's a game you might want to look into because it looks like Kid Icarus and Zelda and Breath of the Wild and stuff like that.
What game?
It's called Phoenix Uprising. It's coming to Switch.
Is it the one like the Greek mythology one?
Yeah.
It looks good, actually.
Yeah, it looks like something you would like. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's on the Switch, right?
It'll be on a Switch, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have not been playing too much. Yeah, that's it. What about you, Pete?
I really got it. Yeah, I haven't played anything this week, man. I've been just like I watched Mandalorian and all that, and really haven't got a chance to do anything. So, party on Halloween. So,
yeah. So did I.
That's a good time.
Went trick or treating, dressed up as C-3PO.
I dressed up as Macho Man.
Did you have pictures of that?
As C-3PO?
Yeah.
No.
Come on. No one took any pictures of that?
I barely fit in my costume. No.
That makes it even better.
No, actually, I might actually have a kiss. Actually, I might have one. Hold on. There we go. Actually, I do. I'll just show the camera. Nope, can't really see it. Anyway,
you could text me. It's safe with me. I promise I won't put it on Facebook yet.
No, they keep that safe. No. I was gonna be Mandalorian, but Party City supposedly ran out of the costume, and I already had ordered it, which is weird, strange, but whatever.
How was the quality of the costume you got?
Huh?
How was the quality of the costume?
It was fine. It was fine. Apparently, it was already bought. It was just like in the chest, and I was like, "Oh, I can wear this." Then I put it on. And I was like, "This is tight. This is really tight around the genitals. This is really really tight." And so I was. So it made sense for me to be C-3PO because I could just literally just walk around like this mostly the whole entire time.
Man, like I was just looking up, like that's a cosplay one though. $315. Holy smokes.
No, it was fine. It was like a one-piece thing. Like a put your feet in and then put your arms in and like you zip up in the back.
Gotcha.
But I was too big for the costume, so I can't zip up on the back.
Hey man, at least it worked out, right?
Yeah, it worked out. It was a fun time.
Yeah,
You guys had
what was that? Go ahead.
You went as Macho Man, right?
Yeah, I went as Macho Man. Well, I was hanging out with a couple of friends from work, and we went to some house and just hang out there and just played a little beer pong and just had drinks. And they were actually on a TV show showing this. It's actually this horror documentary from the guy from Corey, whatever, the guy from Slipknot.
Yeah.
Without his mask on and all that. And
Corey Taylor?
Yeah, Corey Taylor. Yeah, he's talking about like 80s horror movies and all that stuff. So I was watching a little bit of that, which, it's pretty. Yeah, it's a good time though. I'm glad that I get to celebrate it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good time.
It's a good idea. I should do Mandalorian, make Leah dress up like Cara Dune, and have Avery be Baby Yoda. That'd be a fantastic little.
Dude, that would be great. That'd be awesome. You should do that next year.
Like I wanted to do Mandalorian and then carry around the Baby Yoda with me as he's moving around. Actually, I think I do. Yep, I did do it. Yep, here we go. There you go.
There it is. That is awesome.
Pretty good costumes, man.
Yeah, they are. You should have still carried around Baby Yoda.
Yeah, no. Nah. The little one we were with, she was like all about it, so because I ended up giving it to her.
What did she dress up as?
Tinkerbell.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But that is all I have for this evening. Do you guys have anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right.
That's it for now for me, man, this week.
That is all we have for you guys this evening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week. We will review The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2. Also as well, Quantum of Solace, and any other gaming news or movie news that comes out between now and then. And Anthony is going to be all over his Xbox Series X. Maybe he actually even show it to us. I talked to him about maybe doing an unboxing video for us.
There will be an unboxing of it.
Oh, sure. There will be an unboxing.
There will be.
All right.
Yes, there will be. I will even one up that, Chris.
Oh, what's up?
I will do a stream of it. Of a game.
Ooh.
I will do a stream of a game on there.
Ooh. Now you're speaking my language. All right. Until then, I am King Black Cherry.
I am the real Ant-Man.